Welcome to the Adams Arms. It's a Thursday night. I know we don't normally do Thursday nights anymore, but let's be honest, we all know why we're here. Brentford won, Arsenal won, despite going ahead with a really nice Noni Madueke goal. We gave up another lead. Okay, so we didn't lose, but we could have well done. And it wasn't a good result, but more importantly, it wasn't a good performance. The number of our players that just don't seem at it at the moment. Look like they need a really long rest. So I've thrown the doors of the pub open because you need a pub when you're not feeling great. And look, I'm going to be here for the great times, so we have to be here for the not so great times. And these are the not so great times, of course, everywhere you look. Those slightly more gloomy fans who couldn't wait to tell us it's all derailed are saying that we're bottling it again. We're throwing points away against lesser teams. On paper, we should definitely be beating Brentford. We have beaten them in almost every game we've played them since they first came up, and we played that horrendous opening day of the season, Friday night game. I'm not here to make excuses. I'm not here to make defences. I'm here to share. I'm here to hear. I'm listening out for what you have to say. And look, if there's a lot of venting, fine. But I might have to put the other side of the case occasionally as well. I might have to say, for all the people I've seen, I just watched a great stream of Highbury Squad. I was watching a watch along with Deluded, and I think I really like Sophie's energy. Highbury Squad. She's staying calm. No one's stealing her energy. We are still in it. We wanted to be here. The narrative could easily be, based on recent stories, it could easily be Arsenal extend the lead at the top to 4 points. We know it's not that. But all these people talking about how it was 9 points and then it's 6 points and now it's 4 points. It wasn't 9 points. It was 6 points. They played first, that's all. And that's going to happen quite a bit. And look, I thought we'd beat Brentford. We all predicted it, but we all knew, in our hearts, we knew this was going to be a tough game. It's a tough part of the season. Players are not looking themselves at the moment. And there are times when you just think, how are we ever going to score a goal? And to those people who are feeling like that, I have every sympathy. But same thing, we have scored the second most goals in the Premier League. It's not like we never score goals. We have a really good defence, and we are 4 points clear at the top. So everybody's saying, whether you blame Arteta or if you want to blame the players, you are blaming them for being top by 4 points. If you're saying we're definitely going to bottle it, I understand why you're saying that. Everyone understands why you're saying that. It's because it's what we've been doing. Like, we've been bottling. I hate that word, by the way. And we haven't bottled it. We've choked. The pressure's got to them. It felt like it got to them tonight. It feels like every game is too high pressure for us. And I think you have to look at how we're setting up and the pre-match kick-off talks. And there's a load of things you can blame. But I want to hear from you. Don't be a stranger tonight. There's a lot of us about. And there's a lot of people, if you want to come and say, I told you so, I don't know what good it does anybody, but you can come in and say, I told you so. But then you're going to have to you're going to have to eat a lot of humble pie at the end of the season if we carry on and do it, because it isn't decided tonight. It's not going to be decided against Tottenham, and it's not going to be decided against Brighton. You know, there's another game that I'm really worried about, Brighton coming up. Wolves, I think we win. But if we don't, if the gap narrows, it'll go back to being in City's hands. None of us want that. So, first of all, I do also just want to say, look, I know I kind of thrust this on you. I didn't announce there was going to be a live show. But I did say on Tuesday that I'd be here to do an emergency stream if needed. And I kind of feel like it's needed. I feel like there's so much anger and vitriol and venom and just horrible feelings everywhere. So I'm here. Like, if it calms you down, great. If it gives you a chance just to vent, that's what we're here for as well. Like I said, going to be here for the great times, going to be here for the parade times, going to be here for the armpits and silverware. So we do have to be here for the nights. I just want to say this, though. In every title challenge I've ever seen, there have been nights where you worry, nights where you get concerned, and nights where you can give in to the feeling like it's all done and it's all over. It doesn't always end up like that. Last 3 years, though, have been dreadful for us, and I will forgive you for having a little PTSD. Although I don't really like using that phrase, because that's actually quite a serious condition, and don't think we've got that. But We have to stay strong. I would also say the sort of mantra I always peddle this, so you might be bored of it already, but you wouldn't want the players in the dressing room throwing a panic. However, there are lots of questions that we can discuss in a genuine way. Look, bring your opinions. We promise in a chat, and we always kind of stick to this, that we will attack your ideas if we disagree with them, but we never attack you as a person. Everybody's welcome here, even if what they're saying isn't exactly what you want to hear. I'm gonna do a brief musical interlude that kind of hopefully sets the tone. You know me, I'm trying to stay strong.
One clash, one fall, time will explode. You could feel red blood run cold across the postcode. Got me down bad and the fear get viral. Fans screaming season done like a survival spiral. But breathe, my brother, fear don't leave. North London Warriors built from a stronger creed. Arteta armor defense like granite. We don't melt, this ain't that planet. No panic in the streets of North London. Even when that moment make red blood run cold, we stand strong. Fear fades quick when the baseline rolls. Cannon on the chest, never lose control.
So here we are back. No panic in the streets of North London. Although you are allowed to be angry and you're allowed to flap a little bit. All of this is your prerogative as a fan. You chose football, it didn't choose you. But I screamed when Noni scored that goal. I was, you know how much it means to all of us. And then it was just nail-biting, nervous nonsense. Like, we never took control of the game. We never took the game to them. So many players with disappointing performances. I want to hear from you and I want to know why. Rosie, Fandabi Rosie. Thank you, Rosie. I know I didn't give anyone any notice. It's brilliant that you're here. And please make sure you're subbed to the channel and you've pressed that like button on the way in. Thank you. Good to see you. Couldn't have put it better myself. Sophie's voice is gold. She's amazing. I really, do you know what? Like, we all. Who do you turn to first when the result comes in like that? Where do you go? Do you go to one of the already angry people? Do you go to the Queen of Calm herself, silky voiced Queen of Calm, Sophie, the thinking person's football commentator? That's how I feel anyway. Look at that. Jose's here. Hear me out. Peanut butter. I love it. I love it. I think that sets the tone, and I'm really proud of you for doing that. Yes to peanut butter. Invented for old people, by the way. It's a way of getting geriatric people protein. Keegan's here. Hi. Great to see you. Now, God, that's a big name. Sun Cats, Jimenez, Elk Grove. Jesus loves you. And again, you know when something needs saying 3 times, it lacks a little credibility? I'm sure he does, though. Chris Antonio, social media acting like they lost 7-0. Yeah. We are... Is it social media, or have we always been like this? I don't remember fans being like this, but I think partly what I'm trying to do tonight is recreate an actual pub where you don't go into whichever pub you drink in at Arsenal or anywhere around the world. Don't go to the pub and have people shouting and venting. There's just a communal disappointment like there is at the ground, and then you have a few drinks, you talk it out, you have a few discussions, maybe an argument or two. Hopefully not. We don't need to argue. But Nick Fadley's here. He clicked a like and liked it. I hope you have clicked a like. Great to see you, sir. And this stream, by the way, is available in both formats. So portrait and landscape. If you like to watch on your phone or if you like to watch on your telly. I love the idea of being watched on the television. I've always wanted to be on television. Miss Melina, Queen of Arsenal, one of the greatest. Fantastic to see you. I want to know from you how you're feeling, what you're up to. Let me know if you want to jump on. I'm obviously trying not to do a 2-hour stream tonight, but I'm here if it's needed. I might have to doze off halfway through. You won't miss me. Chris Antonio says Wolves will be an easy win. Yeah. If it isn't, we're in a lot of trouble, aren't we? By hitting like. Oi, Razor, that was shit tonight. Should be winning games like these. 1 point for that. Want some? 5, by the way, you want some? It's always tough, isn't it, when people say you should be winning games like this. they are a good side, Brentford. Typically win your home games, lose your away game, draw your away games. I've been doing a lot of research on the number of points I think it's going to take us to win the league. Video coming out tomorrow. Obviously, I watched the match tonight and I didn't have a chance to do anything about that. But it's a little bit more comforting. And again, you know, we're all being sold this snake oil that Manchester City are they're coming back. They're the team they were. I don't think they are. Makuzi definitely feels like it's happening again. Decker's seemed positive in the post-match, so hopefully we'll bounce back better than ever. It does feel like it's happening again. I can't deny that, but that doesn't mean it is. We might just be a little bit jaded from the previous 3 years. I don't want to think about what happens if we don't win the league from here. I don't want to think about what happens if we play like that in the League Cup final. I don't want to think about it. I'd rather concentrate on the positives. But you know what? It's not fair to do that. It's not fair to constantly gloss over you. Some of you will have opinions I disagree with. Some of you will be very angry and you will vent, and that's okay. Keep it calm. Keep it respectful if you can. Zach is eating healthier at the moment. He bought peanut butter from the supermarket, opened it, and he's furious. It's crunchy. Why is that a problem? Crunchy peanut butter is nice. I don't have a favourite. And someone's in here. I love you. I think this is a bit spammy, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. Could you pack that in, please? Or take your roadshow elsewhere. Jerry Rodriguez with a nothing. This is what happens when I think there's a lot of people on the portrait format that are just scrolling and their thumbs are hitting things. Also, Dan, your long walk to the title song is amazing. I'm a musician myself and normally don't listen to much rap, but I've listened to it a dozen times. Well done. Thank you. Thank you very, very, very much. It means a lot. I do love the music on that. I mean, like, I'm a frustrated musician. That's the truth of it. You can actually even see that I have my Telecaster. But look, it didn't work. I'm not. I've no illusions of ever making it in music. There's too many talented people. I'm sure you're one of them. Jose says, "Greetings, everyone." And there's a lot of. Do you know, it's a good. Here he is, Señor Positivo. I wait for this show if the result isn't a win. Brilliant. Well, I mean, could you wait for it even if the result is? Because I think there'll be some wins coming up. But I think we just have to. It's all right. Like I see a lot of straw man arguments. By that, you know what I mean? There's like people saying, "Oh, everyone says Arteta's a genius. This proves he isn't." I don't hear anyone saying Arteta's a genius. I do think that I'm an older head, right? So I'm not into the histrionics anymore. I don't jump up and down. I don't give it the pretend hooligan. But I was disappointed, and it is amazing how football can just twist you up a little bit, isn't it? It gets to your feelings, but. If we all listen, beyond football, we've got each other. You know, we're not in the worst position. Brentford are going for Europe. They played really well. But Malt Licky Texas, a lack of bite in the way Arsenal play is surprising for title challenges. Man City players seem hungry for the title. Yeah, they do. They do now, but they didn't for the first 24 games. I don't know. I don't see this Man City side either because of Pep or because they've got different caliber of players. I don't see them letting the nerves get to them in the way that it felt like our players did today. But you'll correct me if you think I'm wrong. Declan Rice was class savers from. Also, how about that block by Mascara? I think our defence doesn't need much work, but up front, yeah. Were you surprised he took Noni Madueke off, given that he'd scored what could have been the winning goal, but didn't? Jose commented above about peanut butter. I did see it. Jesus absolutely loves you. You need to know, and I'm glad of that, and I am absolutely delighted by that. It's nice to know someone does. Yeah. What am I doing? Lots of people do. Hi, BX Gunner, Miss Melina. Aina Yandrop. Hi, Dan and all. Hiya. How are you doing? How are we feeling? Let's talk feelings for a bit. I don't get the big deal, by the way. Brentford are in 7th. People act like they're just some schmucks in the hardest league in Europe. I know. Look, I did. It's because we've played so well against them. But this was a tough place to go, and we do have some more tough places lined up that we still have to go. I already mentioned the Brighton. I think it's the 4th game that we're playing. And I worry about that one. But they're not doing so well at the moment. Obviously, we get a bit of a break. Wigan. But injuries piling up. Saliba not making it into the squad. He's apparently ill. This is the season for it. We were all flapping around like crazy because Kai Havertz is injured. I don't really get it. I kind of agree with Sophie on Hybrid Squad. Injuries happen. We knew he was being nursed back from a long injury, and that happened. We got to where we are without him. I don't think we necessarily need to panic because we haven't got him for the next 3 to maybe 6 matches. Although with injuries at Arsenal, they tell you it's 3 and then it ends up like you never see him again. Tomiyasu. Do we want to talk about injuries? Is this the night to talk about injuries? I'm here for it. If you want to. Disappointing performance. I can't agree. I do agree with that. Just to be clear. Yeah, it was a hugely disappointing performance. Those of us who really love Eze are finding it difficult to defend his first half performance. Martin Odegaard clearly wasn't fit, and then he took that awful, what looked like it could be a serious injury, and carried on playing somehow. Bukayo Saka, there was no point bringing him on. It might have come across a bit weird, but I would have left Noni Madueke on. Trossard, nondescript. He doesn't, if you put any other fruit besides pineapple on pizza. Yeah, can we talk about food on pizza? I have another day of fasting for me, so tomorrow it's the steak and eggs again. But yeah, I'm here for the food chat. I might do a night of the week just on food because I could talk about food all day and night. Pineapple on pizza is the devil's greatest trick. Listen, I know I've surprised many of you. I know I've got a bit of a food snob label, but I like pineapple on pizza. And if you want pineapple on pizza, fill your boots. You want mango on pizza, just not banana and bacon, all right? I'm not that mad that it's a draw. Brilliant. Is it just that we've got like a really sensible, level-headed group of people in here? Because I'm not seeing any ranting and raving. Banana on pizza, you sadist. That was horrible, Dan, especially that first half. Yeah, it was horrible. It was just... You know what? You could be forgiven for thinking, do we not want it, right? City coming back till they lose or draw, then the steam goes out of the Gluminati a bit. It doesn't. It stays. It's not steam. It's like vapor. You can cover it up, but it just festers and moulders and it blows up. I mean, everything's wrong. I hate it. I loved it. They're not going away. They're either going to come out and say, well, at last he's done what we wanted him to. We'll give him credit when he does what we want him to. But, all these, like this argument about, do we play the best football in the league? Are we the best? I don't give a shit. Who cares? Who cares who's playing the best football? It's either win a trophy or don't win a trophy in football, isn't it? Look back on it and go, we won the Premier League, but we were shit. That's not a conversation any of us are going to have. I'll be hungover for weeks. Mosquera's big tackles were fantastic. I really like Mosquera. Wolves and Spurs are good games to follow up this 1-0 loss. I'm not mad. I'm expecting us to draw 3 of the last 13 games. Oh, Melly, brilliant comment. Love that. I wasn't expecting us to draw against Brentford, but I was expecting us to draw against Spurs. But then I've kind of reviewed that and thought, no manager. They're not in a great place. We got to go and win. We have to win at Spurs now. That's what this means. If we win at Spurs, it's all back to 90 points expected. Remember, City can only finish on 89. I don't actually think it'll be 90 and 89 points. But like I said, I've done a video on this, doing an in-depth study of where I think we'll finish based on a few different categories. I know the first chew is defeating all of you. What do you mean? Like if the first chew of banana and bacon on a pizza and we'll all be like... I tell you what. I might have to do this. Boy Tendio, you are synonymous in my mind with someone who just talks a lot of sense. So I'm going to actually... Rosie, don't talk me out of it. I'm committed to trying banana and bacon on pizza. I'm going to look for a recipe. Will I find... Is this just something you made up or will I find that online? Ye doubters. Raya with some huge saves. Raya, I saw a brilliant comment in the Hybrid Squad. It goes, Raya is great at saving, making saves that his fumbles led to. A couple of moments there. Do you know what? We just look light in the middle of the park, don't we? It's always out wide and then recycled, and we don't take our shots enough. We don't. Nights like this, you do wonder how we're 4 points clear, but we are. We could easily lost today. We should probably have lost today. That's the reality of it. They had by far the better chances. They had by far, for the stat heads, they had the better XG. They were the better side. It pains me to say it. I hope I don't say it again this season, but they were the better side. And what are you going to do? There he is. It's Mr. Tom. Yeah, baby. I see Cole Palmer's miss when I close my eyes. I saw that miss today. And wow. I mean, for a player that talented, how did he do? I want to know how he did that. Great to see you. You know, I'm a stickler for tradition. So if I see him, it's always the same. I always lose where these videos are. It's very complicated, but I do have. Oh, there we are.
Almost everything has something to do with Leeds United. Mr. Tom, that's my name. That name again is Mr. Tom.
I can't help it.
I think that played. It didn't play on mine, but it played on the portrait. I don't know what's going on. I'm not technically very clever. Would Dan be upset to learn that I turned down a record deal? No, I wouldn't be upset. I'd be surprised and ask why you turned down a record deal. But at the same time, fair play to you, man. I've definitely never been offered a record deal. I think I get like one listen a month on Spotify, and it isn't even my mum. My stepdad, while he was still alive, I remember posting a song, and he went, "Yeah, not my kind of thing at all." I was like, "Don't write that in the comments." But I occasionally I listen to my own stuff, and I think, yeah, I can see why that's not popular. But I love making music, even if I'm not great at it. And there we go, Tom BX. Hey, Carl Walsh. Dan, I'm worried. I'm seeing players tired, players being rushed back from injury. I see a team running out of ideas. We should be well ahead by now instead of hanging on. Yeah, it's a fair point. I think we all feel like that. It is worth remembering, though, people keep saying we should be 15 points ahead. In Europe, in the top 5 leagues, I'll look this up. Hang on. Wait there. Inter Milan are ahead by 8. Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain. Did I say that right? You'll tell me. They're ahead by 2. Bayern München. I know I said that right. Where are we? Oh, maybe I wrote it. Do you know what? I've written it in the wrong book. I've got too many books. I'm scrabbling for this book. You probably don't even care. But I'm just saying that this idea that we've got to be miles ahead is nice, but can we hold the same standards for teams across Europe? So looking at it, yeah, here we go. Arsenal, 4 points clear. Inter Milan, 8 points clear. Barcelona, not a good result for Barcelona tonight. Does happen, right? They were 1 point clear. I haven't even checked. Bayern are 6 points clear and PSG 2 points clear. So, you know what? Like, being far clear is... Ooh, that sounded rude. Being well ahead would be ideal, but it doesn't always work like that, does it? And a certain point is, you know what? Like, we are where we are. If the fans' energy transmits anything at all to the players, and I don't know if it does or not, but if it does, we've got to stay strong, haven't we? I'm catching up now. Mr. Tom, how can we replicate our style when Kai is out? It's a good question. It's not just that. It's Marino's out, Kai's out. And if I have a bugbear, I've started going on Twitter because I think you kind of have to if you want to stay ahead of the game. So many good Twitter accounts. But it is a bit of a cesspit, isn't it? It's a bit primordial. But I saw this person talking about how we've lost 8 players, and he put Ethan Wanyeri in there. I was like, we haven't lost him. We let him go. We let him go to Marseille. The French don't seem to like him. Roberto De Zerbi, in whom we had trusted him, has just gone, I don't want to do this anymore. I know it doesn't sound like that. I don't know what I'm doing. And can we just have him back? Can we have Ethan back? Apparently there's no return clause in there. But come on, man. I think Arteta is a genius. A draw isn't changing that. I don't think he's got an elite class of attackers. Perhaps Saka elite when fit. Maybe Havertz too. Unpopular pick. No, he's not unpopular with me. I agree with that. And Saka when fit is the problem, though, isn't it? Arteta is doing very well with the players he has, in my opinion, at least the most talent in the defence. The Gooner and Miss Molina are both pricks. Now you have a real reason to ban me, you fucking clowns. Why would I ban you? You're banter. I don't even know you. Who are you? Something is not right with Eze. That's definitely true. Absolutely true. It gets frustrating when we don't get the win. Some people are really feeling the heat on their necks from City, but all the same, City have not had this untouchable form people keep going on about. Up until this game, in the last 10 games, they got 19 points, we got 23. So we extended the lead by 4 points. We didn't lose tonight. Joe, don't be a see you next Tuesday. He can't help himself. You can't ask somebody to not be what they were born to be. I don't know you though, Joe. Like, I think this is the first time I've ever interacted with you, isn't it? Do you have some sort of? Is it? Look, I don't want to pick on anyone. I don't know if you have like a learning disability or something, but like, does somebody do your typing for you? Do you have somebody there looking after you? Back up to the hospital tomorrow for more nonsense. Hope they're looking after you, Tom. We need you full and recovered, and I need to do another movie stream with you. And I saw Miss Melina went to see the Send Help, is it called? So with totally forgotten her name now. You'll tell me. When watching the first half, I had to put matchsticks in my eyes to stay awake. It wasn't that boring. Come on, doesn't the energy get you? Joke tip, there he is. That's the right. That is one of the I said earlier. I was watching your live stream, and I just, you know what? It's brilliant. Put a telly on, have Deluded do the commentary. Much better. The only problem I've got is I seem to live in a part of the world where my TV takes ages to catch up, so I'm constantly having to pause. But I think, like, generally, the energies, we've got to keep the energy good, right? Deluded. But if everyone knows you have one of the best channels on YouTube, and if you haven't subscribed to him, you might have to do that right away. Some of us are just saddened by that Arsenal performance, and you know what? That's it. None of us, I might have to say this, I don't think I should have to say this, but none of us were thrilled by that performance. No one was like, oh my God, that's the kind of football that wins you titles. But I've lived through a lot of these, and there's an awful lot of times where the games aren't that good. You just move on. You didn't lose. Yes, it feels like we dropped 2 points. I said it earlier. Like, the narrative could easily be Arsenal extend their lead to 4 points. I'm being a little bit facetious, but it's not untrue. We did extend our lead tonight, and we do have, like, I'll do another emergency stream if it's a draw or we lose to Wolves. And I'll do an emergency all-nighter if we draw or lose to Tottenham. But if we don't and we pick up 6 points, there's nothing to say that Man City are going to pick up 4 points all the way through. It's nice to be able to talk about winning trophies in style, but ultimately this is not a detail that matters in football conversations. Winning is the style, yeah. Yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, like, you know what? You can't pretend that for the last 3 years, we've had seasons where we played really well. A season where we scored more goals than we ever have in a Premier League. No one cares. Nobody's going to remember it. I think of Kevin Keegan at Newcastle and the nearly titles. Nobody cares. It's all about one thing. We have waited long enough to see armpits, people. And if we don't, it's going to really... I mean, like, I am so tired. We all are. We're tired of being a laughing stock of a club to teams that are fighting relegation. We're getting laughed at by Tottenham. Tottenham running around tonight like they've won something. It is irritating. Just had an ad for stocks. I was like, stocks. I don't get ads. Prime. Mosquera was good replacing Saliba tonight. Yeah, it was brilliant. But why is he replacing Saliba? Why can't that back four? I mean, to be fair, a set piece that did it. It's just frustrating, isn't it? It's just frustrating. Mosquera is the steal of decade. He absolutely is. I think Nkapia is brilliant as well. Dan, the day you put banana on pizza is a day that I disown you. Don't. Come on, it's worth it, isn't it? Look, I'll do it so you don't have to. It's banana on pizza. It sounds rank, but look, boy Tendio, he knows his football. We'll find out what he knows about food if I do that. I was also incredibly skeptical of bacon and banana pizza. Well, you would be, because only a mentalist would try it. Guys, I was swearing by it. He is my bandmate, so I let him order it. Okay, so that I know it was now that I know it was your bandmate that suggested it, what instruments he play? Because I'm starting to think I might have dropped myself in it if this was like the drummer. Please don't tell me it was a drummer. Never heard of him. Can't pretend I have. I'd like to have heard of everyone. I'd like to know more about football than anyone else. I'm afraid I don't. Brentford are not a joke. We got to win the next three. Arteta has a great record against Wolves, Spurs. That's such a good point, SK. And yeah, we do have to win. We have to beat Spurs anyway. But that's just a given every season. We do have to beat Wolves because, like everyone does. Chelsea at home. I was so delighted to be able to go to that Chelsea game. That Kai Havertz win. Is there any chance Kai Havertz back for the Chelsea game? Because I don't know. People are saying 3 weeks. That's about 6 games. There's so many games. It's ridiculous. Bacon and banana on pizza would look the same if you regurgitate it. I feel sorry for Declan. He deserves more passionate players around him. Do you think it's passion? Is that the problem? I don't have an opinion. I'm literally just asking because it hadn't occurred to me that it was actually passion was the problem. I felt it was nerves. I feel like real champions, and we don't know yet. I still believe this team will be Premier League title winning champions because I don't think this was some sort of catastrophic result tonight. I know that people are acting like it was, so I don't necessarily think it was a catastrophe, but at the same time, I can't pretend it felt like a title-winning game. But I don't think it's passion. I do feel like sometimes the transmitted stress, they know what's at stake. If you're City, last year was a good example. Like worst case scenario, right? We won the 4 in a row. Like we can have a year off. They don't want to have 2 years off. But I haven't seen them. I mean, like everyone talk about, they had a good result against Liverpool, and they did have a good result against Fulham yesterday. Did anyone expect them to lose that game? Again, in the second half, though. Again, what's happened to Phil Foden? What's their best back four? All these questions and more. I only have questions, people. You provide the answers. I've got the questions. And if you could help with the questions as well, that'd be brilliant. Boy Tadio wouldn't turn down the server wars deal. What's the server wars deal? Join us every Tuesday and Sunday at 10:30 and some Thursdays. We can say the same of Martinelli. He needs to learn to chip. Oh, don't. Oh. It is. Does it feel a little bit unfair, though, that I think it's a little bit unfair that Arteta calls out Martinelli when he misses in the last minutes of the games. But at the same time, I wish he bloody wouldn't. And if he could have just lifted that, I don't know. I mean, first of all, should he have passed to Martinelli? I don't know. Okay. Let's say we ain't winning the league. I'm sorry. Don't be. Don't be sorry. Big up, Kyle. I hope you're well, mate. Absolutely. Do you know what, Kyle? Get in touch. Drop me a WhatsApp. Let's do a movie chat. I can't make Tom do them all the time. Although Tom's welcome anytime. On to the next. That's the way we roll. And then it's dank 50. We caught life in that game. We could have easily lost that. Brentford were fantastic, but we were poor. We need to improve. Yeah, it's a really, you know what? I'm going to praise you for that sentiment because it could easily be looked at like we probably should have lost that game. We came with a point. Although, really, a point versus 3 points doesn't matter that much. Didn't take the record deal because the band was going different places. Didn't seem fair to tell everyone to stop their plans for this music thing. We never planned to go that far. It was fun, though. I want to know what kind of music, and you haven't told me if the person who suggested it was a drummer or not. You need to stop this, but we are X amount of points ahead. I don't need to stop it. You can't make me stop something. We don't need stats to tell the story when we can see with our eyes that our players are stumbling right now. Well, that's an opinion, isn't it? I'm not averse to opinions, but I tell you what isn't an opinion. It's not an opinion that we're 4 points ahead. That's not an opinion. That's just a fact. I thought people liked spitting facts. I'm spitting facts. You can never practice a song enough times, though. No, you can't. You can. You can until you never want to hear it again. We were used to Man City winning the league with 90 points, Liverpool not winning the league, only losing one game. Mm-hmm. Richard Andrews is here. By the way, hello, Chris Nix. Did you do your hello, darlings? Because I didn't catch it if you did. Hello, Dan. Hope you're well. Sure, the result was disappointing. However, Brentford are a good team, and over the reaction from some fans, yeah, it is. I think we all feel like that, though. I'm well, Rosie. How are you? Majin, may I suggest you stop watching with that attitude? Yeah. Yes, Dan, you got it right. Bayern München. Ja, ich weiß, ich bin Deutschsprecher, nicht wahr? FC Bayern. Thank you. Also, the drummer was going different province. We tried a drummer. You get any drummer? You get a drum machine. I've got some very good friends who are drummers. They will know I don't mean it. But he had problems, was barely functional. Well, you had a barely functional drummer. It sounds like you had a great band. I feel left out now. Why am I not a prick? You're just not. You're just not. Who is Joe King? Can someone tell me who Joe King is? And why I've upset Joe King? I don't even know the fuck he is. Was at that point I realised lightning couldn't be caught twice in the same bottle. Very true. Rachel McAdams, that's it. Star of Send Help. Which I believe, Melina, you tell us, but I believe you said it was brilliant. Have to go and see it. I'm going to wait for it to stream. Although I'll check the cinema. I will. It's Valentine's Day, innit? I wouldn't watch that though, Melina. Loved it. You've got to think about sort of horror films / Did you ever remember the film Hot Chick with Rob Schneider? No. Rachel McAdams was in it. Oh, no. Should Dalman play as a 10 against Wolves? I think he should. No, he's not fit. I think that's overdoing it. I love that film. Okay, Major, let me explain it to you. Basically, when we were 9 points clear because we played ahead of Manchester City and they beat Liverpool, the narrative was that they've slashed the lead to 6 points. When the reality was the weekend started on 6 points and it ended on 6 points. In fact, we only slightly improved our goal difference. I was joking. I was saying, do you think anyone will say that the narrative is Arsenal have extended their lead? Because at the beginning of today, Manchester City were only 3 points behind us, and now they're 4 points. We have therefore extended our lead. Major, I would say take some deep breaths. We love having you here, but I don't want you to get frustrated and angry and start being unpleasant. If you're angry, we're here to try and calm you down. We're trying to remind you that we are still ahead. Not all is lost. We're not Aston Villa. We're not Newcastle. So we can be okay about it. He did take his top off today. It's become a thing. He has to do it. The fans demand it. I can see someone in there. Here we go. Dalman against Wolves is mad. That's a FIFA stat strap. Yeah, I know. He's not even fit, guys. Like, he's 15. He might be 16 by now. My favourite Rachel McAdams movie is In Between a Notebook and About Time. Do you know what? Everybody's favourite half-wit. If that. This club is a social experiment at this point to see how much bottling we can go through. You don't even know what bottling is, mate. Like, it's not an expression. It's not an American expression, is it? Let's be clear. You're borrowing Cockney rhyming slang and you're misusing it. So leave it out. Jog on, son. Butte and Queen of Arsenal. Absolutely. The Notebook was the 365th movie of my project. No, was it? No. What? I don't think that's the film you end on. Surely watch something good. That mascara last-ditch tackle was massive. Saves us from a loss and just a pure quality and technical ability. Yeah. Why is playing Dalman mad? He's better than flipping Eze. Oof. Yeah, I'll open it up for a conversation. I think it's mad because he's 15 and not fit. But then, we had this conversation on Tuesday where the point was made that sometimes you just want to play these teenagers because they don't have the nerves. They're not feeling the nerves like some of the other players are. Miss Melina on portrait format. Thoughts? Tom, I've seen it hundreds. It's one of the movies that I could and have watched on repeat. I'm going to have to give that another try. Someone described the Notebook to me. Is it the one where they find a notebook in a post box and it's people writing from different time zones? Am I on the right track? Because, all right, guitarist. Okay. We never take any food advice from the drummer. Tell me you're definitely in a band without telling me you're in a band. Never take food advice from a drummer. Okay, guitarist, rhythm or lead though? I'm getting a bit granular now. Mr. Tom Talks Wrestling, let me tell you how things are developing at present. I would have a core group of my alliance devoted to me. They will die for me. Wonderful. None of us are feeling great. Can I offer you an olive branch? Because I have very little time for your opinions so far. I think I've made that clear. But can I extend an olive branch? Can I just put you in the frame of mind of, I don't know what you call them in the States. You still call them grown-ups, right? Adults. So imagine you're an adult and you go into a pub and everyone's feeling a bit low. Is your instinct to go, or are you just going to be conciliatory and try and cheer other people up by saying light-hearted things? choice is yours. Let me know what you decide. I think I already know what you're going to decide. Both characters are fundamentally unlikable from what I remember. It was 7 years ago, to be fair. I'm going to rule out the fucking... I don't know what you guys are on about. Some sort of online activity, I imagine. Look at that. Luke got to see big up people. And I don't really know what that emoji means. But big up to yourself as well. We always seem to drop points when it matters the most. Yeah. But then I'm going to counter that, William, and great to see you, by the way. I'm going to counter that because every point you drop now matters, right? Like, that's the reality. There isn't a game coming up where it's going to be okay to drop points. I'm sad to say it because we are going to drop points. We all know we are. The idea that we were gonna win 13 games in a row is fanciful at best. Particularly good to go to the Etihad, and we've got to go to, we've got to play Chelsea, we've got to play Tottenham. There's tough games coming up, but our last 5 games, I say, are very winnable. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe we get 3 points behind City and we just go. I don't know. My prediction is still Arsenal to win the league, but we have to beat Spurs away now. But I tend to hear the server, the Alliance King. I'd love to know what that means. I'm mostly back Arteta, but tonight wasn't his night. Why sub Noni after a goal? Martinelli and Calla was too late. Yeah. There are definitely times where you feel, does he have the stuff? Does he have what it takes? But we don't know, and we won't know until May. There's 4 months of this to go. Well, 3.5 months of this to go, by the way. This isn't going to be the worst you can feel. I know I bang on about the same things, but I remember losing at home to Derby. And then it was like, well, we can still beat Wimbledon and do this. And then we drew with Wimbledon. We had to go to Anfield and win by 2 goals. Older heads in the Arsenal community will repeat this to you as a mantra. Maybe listen. We're Arsenal. We don't do things easy. We never do things the easy way. 97-98, we had to win 10 in a row. Betfred had already paid out. We were done and dusted. 91, captain in prison, points deducted. Look at it. It's just that, isn't it? It's just us. Even in the Invincible season, which to be fair was fairly processional, we had the 12 draws. But I remember the last game of the season, it was Leicester and they went 1-0 up at half time. I mean, we had to come back from that. They're not the same team that those teams I'm describing. They definitely had a winning mentality, but I still believe. Was the link posted early, Rosie? May I have missed it? Did you want the link for... Listen. Anyone who wants to jump on, do jump on. We had someone pop in and then pop out. Don't know who it was. David, make yourself known. Miss Molina. Hola! The Martinelli did chip. He did. Very good point. Jose makes an excellent point. He did, but he could have done it tonight against Keller, couldn't he? I missed someone. Hey, Vinny Francis. Hey, Vinny, how you doing? Great to see you, huh? I do voices. It's just what I do. You got to see the movie Send Help with Rachel McAdams. It was amazing. And I think that is the reason I'm going to go and see it. Not Tom's sort of, because he'll go and watch anything. And he knows I mean it kindly. But I will go and check it out. What have I done? Hi, Trevor. Okay. Where are we? Reinforcing Arsenal's attack needs to be priority number 1. Yeah, Maltlicky. I looked at it and I thought, God, isn't it? How did we let Wanyeri go and not bring anyone in? Could have done with a Vinny Jr., couldn't we? But was 6 points ahead. What next? We lose our game and City win, and you'll say we want. You do recognise irony, Majin? Am I relying on your sense of irony a little bit too much? I am fully aware that we dropped 2 points today. I know how it works. I was being ironically positive, and you seem to have run with that a little bit, as if I was saying. Like I've had a head injury and I actually think that we've now gained a point. I'm like, no. But just like you don't like it when I say we're 4 points, we're still ahead. I can't stand the fact that I'm part of a football club whose fan base are this irritating en masse. Not you guys, you're brilliant. You're brilliant. But this fan base, it was just panic and fold like deck chairs. Stop flapping. Show some resolve. Show some steel. We are the pride of North London. These colours don't run. I think we're not a great passing team. We're a very good pissing team. But not a great one. I misread that. Sorry, that's my fault. I think we're not a great passing team. We're a very good passing team, but not a great one. I don't know. I'm not really giving that enough thought. I'll have a sip of this. I think we're all right passing team. I think sometimes we overpass. I think it depends what you mean. I totally agree with you that we're not making any of the good-looking passes, the Ozil-esque passes. We don't have a 10, it seems like. And the hopes I had when Yeri might step into that role. He's in Marseille. Dalman should play as a 10, best academy player we've had. I know, but look at what's happened to some of the other best academy players we've had. Do you remember Charlie Patino? Mel, have you seen Twisted yet? Not a horror movie. Right. Name the academy better than Dalman. I'm 42. Well, I'd say Bukayo Saka. It's hard to see how you think Saka's not better than Dalman. But, you know, these are opinions. I don't mind you having a different opinion from me, and I hope you don't mind me having a different opinion from you. It's cinema or loan out. 16, duh. I want to watch Psycho. Comes out this weekend. Are we making a remake? Nah. You're going to see one horror movie, Psycho. It looks awesome. I'm looking forward to Ready or Not. Really? Dalman is 16 now, by the way. Is better than Odegaard will ever be at 16. That's a really bizarre comparison to make because Odegaard was sold to Real Madrid at 16 and he was considered the wonder kid of football. So, I don't know. Let's see. We're not going to solve this tonight, are we? You're convinced. I mean, I know that you probably play a lot of FIFA and you're convinced, but I've heard you say other things which are frankly absurd. So, by the way, you never answer my questions. So, do you know what I'm going to do? Until you say something that makes... I'm going to have to check some... Rosie, can we check his ID? Because if he's under 18, he can fuck off. How come everyone wants Dalman to play? In the previous seasons where we didn't have a good chance at league, as this Gluminati didn't want Wanyeri playing, for instance, not a Creche. I don't get it. I think it's just hope beyond hope. It's like, oh, Dalman will come on and play, like... I don't know. I'm not saying we shouldn't see him, but, like, come on. Odegaard was a baller at 16. Yeah, he was probably better at 16. So, who the fuck is Trevor? I hope we can. You can have him if you like. Give me Ekitike. Okay. How have I been here for about half an hour and not said Leeds are above Tottenham? Apologies for the caps. I'm sure you'll all understand and appreciate Leeds. What a game. I love watching Leeds at the moment. But I watched the wrong half of that game. I turned over. I can't believe I was probably the reason that you scored, to be fair, or levelled it. Congratulations. And you're staying up. You're definitely staying up. I will watch anything. No offence taken. Good. I'm ready to win the league on goal difference. My faith is stronger. Your resolve is strongest. You know, like that's... I don't know what the rest of you need. Maybe you do need... Maybe it's time for me to turn tack and start going... This manager. I mean, maybe you do all want me to just be... This manager! This board! This fan base! The Cronkies! I want my dummy! I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Sorry. I don't know how to be that guy. So if you really need me to be, it's all over, we've blown it, I just don't think that way. I don't think that way. I think we're 4 points clear. It can't be, it's not a fluke. People want to just say everything's shit. That's just how some people are. I don't do that. I need another movie. Mads by Matt Stone and Trey Parker. I need more basketball. I bought The Postman on YouTube. And I've never been so frightened of watching it because it looks so shit. But on Tom's recommendation, was sort of recommendation. He never said it was a good film. I'm not going to put that in there. I'm ready to watch it, but it's like one of them ones where as soon as you watch it, you've got 48 hours to watch it. And I was like, I have to wait for the weekend. It's a quiet weekend, isn't it? No show Friday night, no show. I'm going to release a video Friday. And then Saturday, it's a lovely day just to spend with loved ones, isn't it? My missus. Right, wasn't Jack Wilshere bossing Barca from Brazil as a youngster? Yeah, I think he was 18 though. And it can happen. But then he also got himself... I don't know, listen. I haven't seen enough of Dalman to say that I think if you threw him on in a Premier League game that he would genuinely boss it. I think that 10 position's a problem. I thought Eze would be better than he's been. What is wrong with Eze? What's up with Eze? That was genuinely hilarious. Sorry, that was genuinely hilarious. Thank you. Is the movie show coming back soon? Yes, it is. Why don't you get on it? Why? Like, I need people to come on it. I can't just make Mr. Tom do it. But although if you're keen, Tom, like, just say the day and we'll do it. Kyle was in earlier. He's brilliant. A new episode. I want to do one every week, honestly. I love talking. I like the fact that I don't have to defend my opinion as much when it comes to films. We can disagree and people don't come in here and tell me, what was it Joe King called me? I don't know. And who is Joe King? Like, does anyone know who Joe King is? Just came in here and said me and Melina. And who in their right mind says anything but positive things about Miss Melina? I don't give a shit what you say about me, but you are barred for life if you start chatting shit about Melina. It's Waterworld. It's Waterworld without a water. Pitch that film. Right. It's Waterworld, but there's no water. Because the water was quite a big part of that film. That and his gills. I like Waterworld. I've just seen clips of it, and I hated it. We have someone backstage. I think it's a new person to the backstage. Would you please join me in welcoming in? I only know him as David. David, how are you? You're muted. Can we hear David? No. Yeah, say something now. Can you let me know in the chat? Because I can't hear you. Try going and coming back. I'll let you back in. I promise I'll let him back in. That isn't just a gimmick. But could the rest of you hear? Can't. There you go. Chris, thanks for that. I love Waterworld. Still muted. They made that movie but called it The Postman. Can't hear you, David. I haven't seen them yet. And so I think it's a little bit like banana bacon pizza, this film Postman. I can't believe I've never heard of it. I might have watched it and just blocked it out. So here we go. Let's see. David, can we hear you? No. Your microphone isn't working and I don't know why. We can try and do sign language or fiddle around with it. Just check wires, check all kinds of things. We'll see where we get. I cannot hear David. Here we go. Right, so Zanzi? Is it possible that we have Zanzi? No, I can't see Zanzi and I can't hear David.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can, but where the hell are you? Just want to lean forward a little.
Oh, hang on a second.
Because you're using a...
That does.
There you go.
There we go. I'm all dishevelled. Yes, a brilliant result today, wasn't it, eh?
We've extended our lead by a point. That's the most triggering thing I've said, apparently. Do you know what is... Can I just say... Oh, Queen of Arsenal. There she is. Everybody loves... Who is this Joe King guy? And I'll fold him in half.
I know Rosie said, why did she not get called a prick? She felt left out. But hi, everyone. Randy, you look cozy in your man cave there. Hopefully,
yeah. It's a seller.
Keeping the Spurs fans in there. And now Thomas Frank can attend the Arsenal game as a fan.
Just back there, I'm going to build a new billet for Spurs fans.
I love that you bring a touch. Doing tonight, Dan?
Oh, do you know what? Like, honestly, in a good way, I'm okay with it, right? Like, it's not great. It's not the end of the world. I've lived through worse. I do think it's nights like this where tensions run high, where suddenly someone will get really pissed off and never come back. So I'm trying not to do that. But I am also, there's a couple of times I've been misconstrued where I was just saying, look, jokingly, we've extended our lead to 1 point. No one wanted to draw against Brentford. No one wanted us to play as badly as we did. But we are still top of the league, and I am still allowed to say we're 4 points clear. So starting with you, Zanzi, how did you feel about it?
I can't remember anything about the first half. Second half, we were better. Not much, but better.
What? Not better than Brentford. We were better than we were in the first half, but we probably deserved to lose that game.
Nice goal by Noni as well.
Yeah.
It's funny actually because his goal was like slow motion because he headed it. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking, is it going in the net? Is it going? Oh, it is. Goal.
Well, to be fair, I don't know how you pronounce his first name, but Kelleher had slipped. His standing leg slipped under him, so he couldn't get across.
He was going that way, and the ball was going that way.
He was walking that way. Then when he went to readjust and I don't think he'd have got it, but it was. They definitely had a few chances to win. Melina, what are your thoughts?
I agree with you when you started out the show tonight that, you're always going to have people overreacting over it and saying, yeah, they would rather be 9 points clear. And this is with the fact that we beat Wolves next week. But you could say the same thing before.
We don't, do you? We're definitely beating Wolves.
No, of course we're gonna. They're terrible. I mean, if we can't beat Wolves, we have a serious problem here. Like, we have an emergency meeting here.
We'll have a meltdown meeting. I'll put the meltdown. We'll be like, it'll be full on. This manager, this everything, this haircut, this, like totally. Yeah, but. Yeah. I am worried about it. Like, I worry about everything. On Tuesday when we were doing the show, I was like, Brentford worries me.
Yeah, I guess we need to add, though, the timing of the fixture to play Brentford, like, they were completely an informed team before this game. And keep in mind, like, this is away to Brentford. In all honesty today, if you look at the game and the first half performance, there was nothing. Second half, like Zanzi said, great goal by Noni Madueke. Fan favorite now, I tell you.
Do you
but
think?
I think we're lucky not to lose at the GTEC Stadium because the second half, after we got the goal, Brentford kind of upped the tempo in their strategy and their game plan. And we were lucky that Gabriel didn't get sent off today. I felt in this game he was quite like the Gabriel before, like the rashness in his game. It didn't feel like we had, and of course we didn't have Saliba, but I'm not trying to say Mosquera didn't put a foot wrong tonight. I felt like Gabriel, the one that's supposed to be the leader of that back line, kind of lost his cool and composure in the game. And then like the midfield-wise, Odegaard, Zubamendi, Eze, other than Declan Rice and that Martinelli chance, what other opportunities do we have in this game?
No. Well, yeah. You know what? There's a couple of points you're really glad you made because first of all, I didn't think Gabriel was a second yellow card. I thought it was exactly the kind of second yellow card that people don't get because there's a higher threshold for the second yellow. He goes for the ball, the player runs into him. So I wasn't particularly expecting him to get sent off, but I was worried by it, and I did feel it was an unnecessary thing to do if you're on a yellow card. So I'll take that point. Noni Madueke getting a lot of praise is unlikely anyway because there's too many agendas. There's too many people who started petitions, So, but I thought it was surprising that he came off. Why are we? And look, not to the other point. Going to Brentford, this is a tough place to go on form. The only thing I'd say about that is that I couldn't make my mind up because, yes, they've won the last two. And like I said on Tuesday, I thought they played outstandingly well against Villa with, down to 10 men for 45 minutes. And they played really well against Newcastle and killed Newcastle when I thought the game was going to be a draw. So they've got the enthusiasm. They've got nothing to lose in a game like this. It's a shot to nothing. And I think that they played without nerves and they played their game. And I don't mean to belittle them. I'm not saying that they're some sort of Stoke 2 or something. I think they play well. They're exciting to watch. I enjoy them. And Thiago's probably the standout player of the season, really. What's he on, 20 goals already or something? There are just some questions that Is this a dip that points the way to, like, are we fatigued? Are we tired? Is it going to take more than a week off? What are the thoughts up here? Are we looking ahead thinking that we'll, like you said, Melina, we're going to beat Tottenham, we're going to beat Wolves? Or is there are there bigger problems? Why is Odegaard not playing? I do want to read this out, though, because Uslai Sex 87 says, good evening, gentlemen. Very disappointed with the result, but how the F is this draw Odegaard's fault? The more I try to give the Gluminati a listening ear, the more I disappoint myself in trying. I don't know how anyone blames. Do either of you two feel that Odegaard is somehow to blame for this?
Nope.
I don't think so. And, even I'd go one step further. I was told today that he has a different type of injury. You saw it was either an ankle-related injury, and I think that means he won't be starting, or he might not be even in the squad. And you could see he was limping for a long time in the game today. He really struggled to get back up, and it really, all in all, it felt like he was playing injured. I'm not trying to excuse the performances, but he wasn't the only one in the midfield not trying to create anything. What did Eze do? People were crying out loud for Eze to start games. He's getting the opportunity, and now people are saying Arteta's killed his confidence. Well, what is it? You're playing the guy, you're giving him the moment that he wanted, and are you not making anything for it? And at the same time, what did Zubamendi offer? Like, yeah, he did the basics, but the midfield today, other than Declan Rice, there was nothing. Nothing was created.
I want to pick up on that point. I absolutely love that point, by the way, because you're saying, when people say Eze's confidence has been killed by Arteta, if you let someone else kill your confidence, then you're not top level player. I mean, who's killed Zlatan Ibrahimovic's confidence? Who kills Messi's confidence? You can't have your confidence killed unless you lack confidence to begin with. And I agree with you. I think he's played him. We all wanted to see him play. I am now obviously saying, as I was saying then, why did we let Wanyeri go? But we did. And so when it comes to it, who else were we going to play there? I heard, forgive me, I always do this, you know how bad I am, but someone in the chat or one on WhatsApp group suggested, could we try Zubamendi? It might be. Jose, was it you? Zubamendi as a sort of 10.
Can he play in that position, though?
I don't know, but can Eze? I don't know. It's one of them.
Yeah, I know at this point it's...
What's happened to Eze is probably due to new surroundings. We play differently. There's more pressure. Players are under pressure at the moment, right? And how you perform under pressure is going to be different for every player. Now, I know that Ryan, the Arsenal fan, great to see you. Odegaard is a bum. Seems a bit harsh. I don't know if that's fair. But he definitely hasn't had a good season, and he didn't have a good season last season. So on my rule of thumb, he has to go, really, if it doesn't turn around this season. But if he wins a trophy as a captain, that's all good. Many players are underperforming at the worst time. Mortley Texas, I love this comment, but I do disagree with it. I'm just going to say, what I think is there is no good time to lose form, but there are 12 games to go. If we lose tonight, we can still repair it. The worst time to lose form is in that final 5 games. Right? This is not... It feels like we're all putting so much on it because our hopes are being raised. But this is not the worst time to drop form.
I agree with you when you say, like, the run-in hasn't really started yet. This is not the run-in. This is the preparations for the run-in. You can't afford to slip up. Like, this Brentford game, maybe we might look back at this and say, we're lucky we got a point there because we picked up points elsewhere. It's kind of like the Sunderland away game, even though the manner in which we lost that game is different. Yeah. Like this game, you have to look at it more on a broader picture overall. We're still not yet in that run-in, and people are writing us off already because of a draw to Brentford. Why is it every single time it's the case?
It's well, we know why. It's because you know what it is. It's like if you're dating somebody and they cheat on you once, everything's going really well and you're all in love and you think this might be the one, and then you find out they cheated on you and you're crestfallen, distressed, and heartbroken, and you think about ending it, and they say to you, "I'm sorry, it was a meaningless fling. It meant nothing," and you, against your better judgment, you go, "Okay," and then the next year she does it again, and you're like, "I'm thinking maybe this." We're in the 4th one, and we don't know yet. We're checking the phone to see if, and a lot of people are just traumatized. I think the word traumatized is overused. I think PTSD is overused. It's an actual condition that ruins lives, and we're not facing that. If you are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder because the team that you decided to follow isn't winning the league in February, then you're probably not as solid as you might think you are. You might need some calming music. But you can understand why. You can understand why the Arsenal fan base is flapping around. I seem to remember it was a bit like this in '89. Zanzi, you'd remember. Like,
oh yeah,
that was you at your most camp, by the way. I loved it.
Okay. Yeah, it's because we had those stupid defeats, didn't we, before we met Liverpool?
Yeah, it was Derby at home. Wimbledon was a draw, but we like that was flapping. I was flapping. I was so close to winning the first league title of my life, and the idiots threw it away. Of course, a couple of weeks later, I was celebrating them as the heroes, and they are now, lauded like the Invincibles. But it's natural, isn't it?
It's still the best finish in the top flight ever.
Yeah, will always be.
Yeah, I mean, it's way better than Man City beating QPR in that final day.
That is a Premier League thing. That's them trying to drum up the Premier League. It's not close to 89, Anfield, Liverpool away. No one gives you a chance. I would say this as an older fan. Zandy, I think you and I would be on the same page, but obviously correct me if I'm wrong. I think that some part of growing up is where you look forward and you look back and you go, how I behave now, I'll have to deal with when we win the league. So if I'm sitting here going, it's wrong, it's broken, it's rubbish, it's shit, and then I have to deal with that, especially, if it's on the Adams Arms. So behave, make your future self proud. Your future self is watching you through memories. Make them proud. And I'm going to stay strong and I'm going to stay calm. Nobody is going to upset me until it's mathematically impossible for us to win the league.
Do you want me to upset you now? Eh?
I don't know if that is upsetting me. Where's my Pritt stick?
sorry, Mel, if you're gagging a bit. My reaction
swiftly on.
My reaction to today's match is, all right, we didn't win. Bit disappointed, but we're still 2 games ahead of Man City, and we were 2 games ahead when we had 6 points. So.
This is an interesting comment. We're in the middle of this fan base. Is there a middle? I don't think someone who's set up a channel and bought 27,500 subscribers called Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC, is in the middle of the fan base. I think that's niche, beyond niche. That's slightly tiring, actually. What do you mean in the middle? Even he doesn't know what you're on about. Rather have played Zubi or Jesus in the 10. Was it you, Jose, that said about Zubi? Because I've been thinking about it. Jesus in the 10, Trossard in the 10. But you have to know that Eze's going to play like dog shit first. Eze looks like his head isn't in the game. Yeah. Not top gooners nor really bottom gooners. I don't know. I'd give you bottom gooners if you're asking me. Like honestly, like Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. I've never heard him say anything that's not been said by Lee Gunner before. So if Lee Gunner's a bottom gooner, I'm definitely not in the middle. Way more in the bottom. There you go. That's the first thing I've ever agreed with you on. Now jog on. Yes, there should be blame, but this one should not be all on him, bro. The whole team, including, should deserve criticism, but also credit to Brentford. They aren't. Melina, I want to come to you for this one. Who is anyone to blame? Is it? Did Arteta get it wrong? What would you have done differently, or is this just down to the players today?
I think it's on the players today. The lineup I wouldn't criticize on. Keep in mind the injuries that we have, and some players just returning back from injuries. So. Arguments, if any, people saying to start Saka is a bit far-fetched. He was just coming back from injury, and Kai Havertz not being available. The thing with this Kai Havertz injury, when Kai Havertz was available, I felt like we were getting the better and almost the best of Gyökeres. You're seeing like the combination of Kai and Gyökeres work so well together. And the moment we have that ticking, it's like finally we get to see what Gyökeres has to offer. Boom, Kai Havertz goes out.
But it is what happens in elite sports.
Yeah, it happens. It's not just our team that's facing injuries. I understand that. But with regards to people saying this is on the manager, he shouldn't have taken off Madueke. Madueke should have played the full 90 minutes. I don't agree with that.
No, I think
this was
it's
on the
post-event, isn't it? It's just like being smart just after things have happened.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think if you are going to give him a lot of criticism for the things that go wrong, why doesn't he ever get any praise for things that go right? We are still top of the league. That's not, if he's to blame for us dropping 2 points, and surely all the other 57 points are somehow down to him as well. Should we try David again? David,
Well, hopefully,
welcome to the show.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yay!
That's turned it into a better evening, right?
All right.
David, nice to see you. Have you been on? You haven't been on live before, but have you been in the chat before? What's?
Yeah, I've been on the chat before. I've been following quite a bit. Yeah, so thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, listen, listen. Always welcome to have a new face on, and always hear what you think. Let's get straight to the meat and drink of it. What did you think of tonight? How are you feeling? Are you up, down, angry?
To be honest with you, the feeling is I'm slightly disappointed to be quite honest, but I do not have the emotional bandwidth to lose my mind because I watched the game and in the final 10 minutes, to be honest with you, I feel like we were lucky that we got out of there with a draw. I feel any other day it could have been a 2-1 loss, and then it would have been a massive, massive meltdown. And so the fact that we're able to get out of there with a draw is, I mean, not bad, but I think there were things that we could have done better. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, by the way. Like, if we're melting down over this draw, there's Thiago through on goal with the Mosquera. I mean, there was a couple of moments where I just thought this is a defeat, and that's hard because that will affect mentality differently. I think after the Man United defeat, Arteta talked about bringing the team together and reinvigorating their spirit, and we saw that against Leeds. We saw that against Sunderland. We didn't see it tonight. We didn't see the composure tonight. We didn't see the ideas. We didn't see the creativity, but we also didn't see a defeat, and we probably deserved to. On the balance, if it had been the other way round, I'd be talking about, they got lucky, but they didn't. Martinelli puts that finish away.
Yeah.
I still think there's a lot of venting in the fan base. It just feels like people have set expectations for us that's why I was reading out earlier. I don't know if you saw this. I read out earlier that across the 5 top leagues in Europe, Inter Milan are 8 points clear. Everyone else is, it's not conventional to be 8 points or 9 points clear of your league in February. There will be another 12 games to go. Do you feel like we'll win it, though? Yeah. Do you feel like we will win the league?
I still think we'll win it. The very fact that we're 4 points ahead, I think there's a reason why we are 4 points ahead. We're competing against Manchester City, which is not as good as they used to be quite honest with you. And so the fact that we're 4 points ahead, I'm still very confident because I'm looking at them. Anytime I watch them, I am just not convinced. They concede so many chances. And I think it's not a team that I'm totally convinced by. So
even against
Fulham
think yesterday, they didn't look that great against Fulham yesterday. Can I ask a question to all of you? I want to go around. Melina, I'll start with you. Why do people get so upset when I say we're 4 points clear? What is it that's upsetting people about me not being upset? Like, does it make any sense to you? Am I missing something?
It's more a conditional thing because they do.
I think
they do the whole. We were 9 points clear this season when we bottled the league. We were this points clear before, and when it's Man City in a title race, these 4 points clear means nothing. They can easily catch up to us. They have that. I don't know another word for PTSD, but they have that past trauma, and it's like the season we were in the past where we were 9 points clear. People forget the context. We had Rob Holding in that defensive back line starting for us. A starter. Yeah. Can you believe it? Like, come on. No one wants to add substantive context when they're doing this criticism because why would we do that? We just want to slate Arteta and nail him to the ground any opportunity they can get. What about when we're winning games? What about when we're winning tough away games? 3 points, smashing leads home and away. Whereas other teams like Chelsea struggled at Ellen Road.
Yeah. Big win. We have, like someone was saying today, like, well, we haven't won any big games in the league. I was like, well, what do you think we did? We didn't nick. We weren't shoplifting points. We beat teams. People said we were too boring because we had 4 games in a row where no one had a shot on target against us. So I get it. I think it's contextual. But where does somebody get so upset because somebody else isn't upset, Zanzi? Is that something that you can make sense of for me?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I'll be interested to know the way Brentford played today. Would Man City have got a point?
No,
With
but
their
they did get a
defence.
point. But they did win there 1-0.
Yeah, when was that though?
That was a couple. I'd have to look it up, but when City went there, I think it was a couple of months ago. I don't think it was that long ago. I actually thought they might only get a draw out of that game, and I was surprised they won it. But yeah, no, I think your point is valid. David, what do you think? Why are people getting upset when other people are not upset? Is that just is that something that's going to last?
Yeah. It's quite surprising. I don't understand, to be honest with you. I mean, there are times when you're even trying to talk about things objectively. It's like, no. Why don't you see it this way? You have to see it this way. You have to see this. I think it's just poor. I think it's just people trying to project their feelings on you, and it's quite difficult for me to understand. But the fact is, we are still 4 points ahead, and the same people who criticize the team will not give credit to the team when the team is doing well. And so I don't take those people seriously at all. If you're able to give credit to the team when the team is doing well, I think I'll listen to you and pay attention to you when you're starting to criticize the team. So it's as simple as that. And I think it's just people just projecting how they feel inside. And if you don't feel the same way that they feel, it's just frustrating to them. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that the point is, when you have toddlers, when they're upset, they make a noise and they try and make you upset, because as young people, if you're upset, you want the world to be in chaos. And that kind of some people don't grow out of that. Lone Star London is here. Yes, the philosopher cowboy. Brentford plays City May 9th. Love it. Yeah, but they play him at home, don't they? That's not going to be as difficult. I'm looking at the formation and whether he has the right players to execute it or should he change it. That's a really good... I love that question. I want to come around the panel. I will just go through some comments, but I think that's a question that we have to... Because I've mentioned it, but over Christmas, when I had time off work, a couple of weeks off work, I actually played the demo of Football Manager. It was a game I stopped playing in 2014 because it was taking up too much of my life, and I got right back into it. But I was playing Arsenal, and I wasn't playing this 4-3-3. I decided to go 4-4-2, and it worked. Obviously, I say that because I want to discuss the tactics. Jose, what would you put in there? And I'll come around the panel and ask. But then also Charles is here. So Dan Zanzi, filtering the noise is important, just drawing in the right criticism. Why do you think Brentford were physically able to impose themselves on supposedly our physical team? That's a good question. I'm looking ahead. Yeah, which of those questions do we start with? Melina, do you want to take the formational change? Does Arteta have it in him to change the formation? Would it be a good idea to do that? Or would you rather answer the question, why were Brentford physically imposing today?
I'll take the formation one. I think it's too late in the season, and Arteta's too kind of stubborn to change the formation. If we were going to see formation change, he would have already tried to do Gyökeres, and when Havertz came back, he would have tried to put Havertz up front with Gyökeres. Again, when Havertz came back from injury, we would have already seen some formation changes. I think it's too late in the season for us to see that implemented. And at the same time, I also want to mention that front three that Arteta tries to do, not this game today, but there's a front three that Arteta does and it never works out. It's Martinelli, Madueke, and Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Gyökeres, yeah.
And it never seems to work out, those three attacking players together. And it's frustrating because he doesn't change that three-runner front three. He doesn't realize that it's not working, and he doesn't change it from that. It would be nice to see if we tried a different formation, but it's not something that I see being what Arteta would do.
No, I think your point about it, the time of the season. Zanzi, you got any thoughts on whether there is a formational change we could try, or maybe that's panic as well?
4-3-3's done us okay so far with Arteta, but maybe a change. But to which one, I don't know. I mean, you can run through a whole host of systems, but when the player's actually on the pitch, We're never playing 4-3-3. We're playing like a 2-1-4-3 formation. It's just totally different.
Yeah, that's fair. I think David, what do you think about formations? Would you try something different now? Would you expect him to try something different now? Are you hoping he'll try something different now? Have you frozen? It looks like he's frozen. There you are. You're back. David, on formations, would you change formation now?
Well, to be honest with you, at this point in time, I don't think we have to tinker with the formations at all, quite honestly. I think over the past, Arteta has demonstrated that he can be tactically flexible. I remember last season, there was a point where we played 4-2-4 formation. We had an injury struggle. I remember there was a point where Trossard,
right.
I don't know if it was last season. Yeah, he was playing in the 10 and the 9 as well.
He played
so we've seen that,
and even in Europe as well. Like he even had Zinchenko do that.
Yes, exactly. And even this season, we realized that when Zubimendi and Rice were playing in the same team, we realized that there were times where he switched to a double pivot, and there were times when Rice was playing as a left centre mid. And so I think there's some tactical flexibility over there. But at this point in time, I think we should do what we know how to do best. The 4-3-3 has served us well. I just think that the profile balance should be better, as the lady said. The front three of Madueke, Gyökeres, and Martinelli, it just isn't going to work because there's not a profile balance there. They are all runners, and the technical quality is quite low, to be very honest with you.
Surprisingly, really.
Yeah.
I mean, on that, Martinelli's technical ability being quite low, he's been with us 7 years. You know, like, if you're going to improve players, can you make him look up? Can you make him pass? Can you just these two things alone would improve his game, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's just low technical quality for that particular front three. And I think there's one problem that I have with this team. I think, to be very honest with you, I saw a comment about our passing, and I think it's very true. I think across board, the passing quality of our team is not great. It's good. It's very good, but not great. I think when you look at Manchester City, the way they're able to pass the ball around, they don't.
Some of them. Like
Yes.
they have a balance as well. I mean, there's players who obviously are very good at it. It's interesting you bring that comment up because it was one of those ones where it triggered me. I was like, and then I suddenly thought about it and thought, actually, I haven't seen the evidence. We are not dragging teams out of position and playing the ball to the wide man out. And this system, for me, it seems like it's designed to drag a team to one side and leave a player open on the wide, but we never pass it. We never make those long arching passes. We're playing short passing game, and it's not exciting, and it doesn't take advantage of transitional breaks. The other thing is, in that sense, if you did have that one out player when we're all defending, then maybe a long pass to them. There was when Jurriën Timber is racing through on goal. What would you give for that to have been Jesus? I'm looking, oh my God, he's through, and then you go, oh, it's Jurriën Timber. Like, he's not good enough.
There's so many times when we have Jurriën Timber on the last line, and it's quite surprising to me. You remember the time, I think there was a game against Chelsea where he took the header off Gyökeres.
Oh, yeah,
There's so many times where that thing happens.
I blame Gyökeres for that because he should have pushed him out of the way. He should have gone, get out.
Yeah, probably. But then, I don't know if you've realized it. There's so many times where Jurriën Timber finds himself in the half space. And I always think about it. You are always there. And so I feel like in training, you should have a clear idea what you're going to do when you get the ball. Because a number of times he finds himself in that position where he has the ball and where nothing comes out of it. It's just quite surprising to me. Because if you're going to find yourself in that position, you should know what you're going to do with the ball. That's what.
And I think that's the difference between the elite. I mean, Ian Wright was talking about Cole Palmer's miss, and he was saying that I would never miss that because you've got to stay focused. You've got to know what you're going to do with it. Seems like easy to say. I then want to get to this, Charles, because I think this is a really interesting question. I think my answer to it, I'll go first. Filtering the noise. Why do you think Brentford were physically able to impose themselves? I think that we didn't have our physically strongest team out there. If you're playing Eze in the midfield and Zubimendi in the midfield and you have Declan Rice, if up front you have Gyökeres, who, look, should be physically imposing but hasn't been so far. Trossard, who's scrappy, but he's not going to lean on a player. And Noni Madueke, who I really hope we win the Premier League so that at the very least he's a Premier League, because I'm worried that he could become one of those players who just irritates everyone after a while. If you give, if you say, look, I'm going to give, he's new and I love the way he moves around the ball. His header was great today, but he just runs into blind alleys. He doesn't cross the ball. He doesn't assist. He's not putting the ball on a plate for anyone. And there's times where that they're playing the ball around. There was when we were 1-0 up, there was a chance and it just seemed like everybody wanted to walk the ball in and then it doesn't happen. And you think, okay, well, this is good. We're on top. Didn't make our chance count. We suffered the draw. And when I looked at the Brentford team, I think that they were just more energised.
Yeah.
So, this time of year has been watching football this time of year. And I'm not making any excuses. I'm absolutely not. I'm saying it's the same for everyone, whether you're Man City, Brentford, West Ham, everyone's the same. But with the slippy pitches, with the rain, with the weather, the passing hasn't been good anywhere. I can't remember last time I saw a game where I thought, oh, this is slick. So I don't think that we were physically out of sorts today. I think that our technique, and I put that down to fatigue. What about you, Melina? Who would you put the blame for? Do you feel like we were out-muscled today, or do you feel like we were on par?
I don't think we were out-muscled today. I'm not taking away credit from Brentford, but I also don't think they were all that today. If the score itself shows it was 1-0, and I think that was a fair result. Brentford weren't really all that. Yes, they tried to up the tempo in the second half, but a game is a full 90 minutes.
I love that you said that. I just want to quickly interject because I really appreciate that comment, because I think that's looking at it, I think you're absolutely right. I think the reason that it will feel different is because you will remember most the last part of a game. So because we took the game to them somewhat in the first half of the first half, then they had a little period, then we finished the half strong, then we started the second half really strong. It really looked like we were going to go on and win it after we scored. Then we did that thing we do of having scored, we held back. Then for the rest of the match, it was them. And so when you remember the match, you don't remember that it was, as you just said, a draw. An evenly matched one. You just remember the end. I think that's what it is, though. But I think you're absolutely onto something. But do you not feel as though we looked a little bit lightweight? I thought the ref was also. Can you just say
appalling.
What you thought of the ref?
Yeah, bloody appalling. I have a comment to make, by the way, about the referee. It's more like it makes you wonder, right? Like, I don't know if you guys saw the article today, but there was reports that the referee was changed. And the previous referee that was supposed to do the game today, we have 100% win record with. How are you telling me all of a sudden they're changing the referee? And it's always, we're going to change the referee when it's Arsenal playing. When have you heard that happen to any other team this season? At least from my knowledge, I've never heard that happen.
Well, what I'm going to say is I've never heard of it happening anywhere. I didn't hear about it this time until you told me.
And they picked the time when we're in a title race to do this fuckery. No,
but can I play devil's advocate then and say, look, if I found out that the Brentford referee for the match Brentford had a 100% winning record, I'd be like, can you change the ref? I don't know very much about refs. I try not to know very much about refs, but this guy was just feeble.
Yeah, the amount of yellow cards dashed out today.
Just for every slight touch and, and then not for some touches. And then, he had no idea what he was doing.
It was I wouldn't say inconsistent, more like incompetent.
And I'd say he was entirely consistent. I don't think he made a correct decision.
Incompetent.
Every decision, every time you looked at it, it's like it ruined the game. It did take the spin out of the game a little bit. He was absolutely. But do you know what I love about referees? You can be so bad that the Arsenal away fans and the Brentford home fans are saying you don't know what you're doing. Then you're not having a good day. Do you know what I mean? Like if both sets of fans would swap you. He made VAR look competent today, didn't he? But I like your point, Melina. Like I think it's a kind of calm, reflected view of it, which is what what you need in times like this. And but my feeling at the end of that match was that they bullied us a little bit.
Agree. Yeah,
I actually agree.
You felt kind of like we were toyed with a bit, but at the same time, should we like? What about us? Like, we didn't really rise to the occasion in the first place. Like, that second half should have been something like we tried to do something different, and I felt like it was as flat as the first half with only 2 moments where we could have scored.
I don't know, because from goal scoring chances still flat, but we definitely pushed on to the start of the second half, and the momentum that led to the goal, which didn't come out. It didn't look like against the run of the play. But then what happened was the criticism. I don't know why this happens. People are going to blame Arteta and say he tells the team to go 1-0 up and then just give the ball away. I don't think he does. I certainly don't think any sensible person would. But for some reason, I think it's the nerves. They just want to see it out at that point. And it happens so often. It happened against Man United. We went 1-0 up and then we sat back. It happens too often. At Sunderland, there's so many times where you just think, please get that second goal and then chill. We didn't. Zanzi, did you feel like we were bullied today?
Not really. It's just one of those games, isn't it? It's. I mean, if you look at the fouls, we made more fouls. So, no, not really. I thought it's quite an even contest that way, but there is one little question I need to ask Dave, because I'm a Zanzi barbarian. Whereabouts are you from?
Yes, I'm from Ghana.
Ghana, okay.
We're international. I love it.
We are.
Yeah, we're going to do well.
Apart from you and me, Zanzi, because we're both in the UK, we've got all parts. We've got Melina. Here's a question for you. Shouldn't you be glued to the Olympics? Because
it's so boring, Dan. I miss real hockey. Canada is so bad in this Olympics, and you know what the worst part is? We hyped up the Olympics only to shit the bed when it comes. We have no gold medals, Dan.
Well, I know Austria have got gold medals, but I've got to tell you, I have found it super tedious, and the coverage over here is horrifying.
Yeah,
so I went on the BBC to watch the women's downhill, and they started the show, hour-long show, saying, thanks for joining us for the broadcast of how the Swiss girl won the Olympic downhill. And I was like, all right, so now you want me to watch an hour and a half of I already know who won? And it's a Swiss person. I'm Austrian. I'm not watching 5 minutes if I know the Swiss one. It's been terrible. The hockey's been, the women's hockey, I've never seen anything more stupid in my life, right? They took checking out of hockey. How do you, I mean, it's like taking headers out of football.
I think it was very much, as someone who watches the NHL regularly, the Olympics, it's just bring the NHL back, bring the real thing. This was very much overhyped than what it actually is. And I just can't wait till real hockey's back.
All right, well, that's enough of. I thought I'd have to throw that in there because you are Canadian. You would just imagine that you would be glued to it, but it hasn't been a good Olympics. Tyrell's here. Good to see you. Please let us know how you felt. Oh, there he goes. Poor and frustrating tonight. Arsenal are rubbish. I don't know. I think I've seen some Arsenal sides that are rubbish. What do you think of the side that lost to Man United 8-2? Were they worse? I mean, you got to choose. I don't know. I just don't like saying that they're rubbish. That's not in my nature. Sorry. Bob,
can I say something?
Yes.
I genuinely think that this Brentford side were better than the Man United side that we played, to be quite honest with you. Even though we lost that game, especially in the last 20.
The only thing I'd say about that is, imagine if we could have the Man United front three. I'm not doing this to get at anyone, but I'm saying if we could have Cunha, Šeško, and Mbeumo in this team, I think that's what you see from that Man United team. Like, they made it exactly what it was, but it caught us. They took 2 brilliant chances. I don't think we take 2 chances like that in a single game. And as to whether they were better than Brentford or not, I totally get your point, because Man United, they hit us on the break. This Brentford side took the game to us and we were defending. So you'd got to have. I'd have to agree with you on that.
Yeah. But I agree with you. In terms of Man United's attackers, they're very, very, very good. I'm surprised you left out Bruno Fernandes, because I think he's at the heart.
Oh, yeah, but he's not a front. Yeah, but I mean, I don't like him, so I'm not taking him. But yeah, he's out.
To be honest, I don't like him, but he's a brilliant player. To be honest with you, I don't like him at all. But then I look at the way he plays, and I think this guy's so good.
So here's one from Majin. Majin, who was a bit annoyed with me earlier. Hope you've calmed down. We haven't been playing like a team that are would-be champions lately. Man City would have beaten Brentford. They did beat Brentford. And I think that's the point. I think when you've lived through title races, you realise that nostalgically, people always talk about these title-winning teams as they played brilliantly. No, they all had nights where they didn't play like champions. I've yet to see title winners win every game like champions. So let's remember that winning titles isn't about looking like champions at every stage of the season. In 1987, there was a total meltdown when we lost at home to Blackburn 3-1. In 98, we won the double. It is possible. And as for saying we don't look like champions, you know what? You're saying lately. I don't think you mean the Leeds or the Sunderland game, do you? So when you're saying we don't look like champions lately, do you mean this game? Because I just think, like, of course we didn't play well this game, but I could point to any number of previous seasons where we had shit performances and no one ever talks about it. I think what I feel, and look, I'm here to say my opinion. You're all here and welcome to have your opinion. I'm saying this. I'm getting a lot of people who've never lived through a league before telling me what it should feel like. And I'm here every week, twice a week, saying, I know what it feels like. I've lived through 5 of them. This is what it feels like. You want it to be over by February, it ain't going to be. You want it to be over by March, it probably won't be. In fact, we're going into May probably neck and neck with a team that's won 4 in a row, right? So it's going to be a little bit nervy, but don't have to tell me.
8 out of the last 10.
What's that? 8 out of the last 10, yeah. I know. It's absurd. It is absurd. Yeah. Guardiola is absurd.
You know, these people that are complaining and moaning now about, we should run away with the league title, they would have never survived Anfield 89. They would have been long gone by that. No,
it wasn't even just Anfield 89. In 97, 98, we played Everton. There was still games to go after that, but there was like 2 games to go. In 91, we won it in the penultimate game. In in 2004, we were invincible. There was still 4 games to go after that. You know, like it's hardly ever. It's not true of Arsenal that we go and we didn't do. Liverpool did it last season. Liverpool romped it last season, but they're running. They were playing like shit. We just couldn't capitalize on it.
Yeah,
they were dropping points, and we just couldn't do anything about it. Like if Man City do the same this year, this thing of saying when we look like champions or don't look like champions, what do champions look like? Did Liverpool? You know, it just for me, I tell you how you know what a champion looks like. It's the one with the most points.
Yeah.
You know? That's all I'm saying. But let me go through some of these comments. Albo England. I'm disappointed with this game today. Brentford bullied us. I think that's a general consensus. Welcome to the... please subscribe. 343. So there's people talking about Jose saying 4-3-2-1. Countdown. 343. Served Arteta good in the FA Cup win. Very good point. Never approach a bull from the front, a horse from the rear, or a screaming fool from any direction. That's my favourite comment. There you go. Rosie, can we make him chat member of the night? Changing the formation is from another era of football. God, I'm miles behind. I'm so sorry. Let me crack through these, guys. Plan your next thing you're going to say carefully. Big up, Mel. So Jay's here. Arsenal FC, they say London has the best bottles. Guys, it's only a joke. Yeah, it's really funny as well. The thing is, I find it is quite amusing to me because obviously I'm from London via somewhere else, but I am a Londoner. I've spent 40 odd years living in London, and I love it when people start using Cockney rhyming slang. I'm sure it's the same everywhere, you know, but Bottling it is when you lack courage. And I think people are so quick to accuse other people of not having courage when, like, how much courage does it take to type that into a chat? You know, I'm not talking about Ryan, the Arsenal fan. I'm saying that we have the best bottlers. People who take the mickey out of us for bottling, I don't mind, but it's a lot of Tottenham fans, a lot of Chelsea fans, a lot of fans who aren't anywhere near the title race, taking a piss out of us for being near the title race, as if it would be somehow better if we were sixth, and then we couldn't be accused of being bottles. 4-3-3 demands very smart and technical midfielders. Do we really have those? Good question. Very good question. It's a tactical issue that our fullbacks are most dangerous players in the final third. Our attacking fullback in modern football is just a retro winger that can maybe tackle and maybe shoot. 3 losses in 39 games. We know what we are doing. Everyone wants to beat us. Well said. Lone Star. Yeah. See, this is what I mean. Like, I love it in here because you get people who come in and do, you, in the words of time, must forget it's been raining. Yeah, do you know what? I don't know how many. This is a world record at the moment, AFC, not Arteta FC. I don't know anyone who's made as many stupid comments in a row as you. I'd have to search. I mean, ChatGPT might tell me, but every time you say something, it's a cliche. Are you real? Are you real? Can you say something that demonstrates? Here's my question to you: Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. Can you prove you're a human being? No. We're still... Hey, Social Joy, it's been a while. How are you? We're still blaming players, refs, rain. We scored 7 goals in 2 games. We turned up wasting a whole half, passing sideways, standing the ball just to pass backwards. Today was on instructions. Yeah, all right. I don't know. I can't tell you. But if you're convinced, that's fair. Look, we all know this, right? I'm sure I don't need to say it. If we don't win the league, or if we don't win any tangible silverware, and I mean beyond the League Cup, Arteta's done. Right, because you can't have all of the resources he's had. You can't have all of the time. But right now, we don't have to. If you're gonna accuse him of getting it wrong today, do you also have to let him have the praise for times he has got it right? Just asking. Yeah. The ball is 2 round. You're right, by the way. That's not the comment that AFC, not Arteta FC, would have made. In the words of a person, I'm sad I was with friends and couldn't watch it all. Okay. Don't get that. Floodlights were in Raya's eyes. I know we could do something with those floodlights. You want to take the bitch fest somewhere else? Yeah, could you? The crowd sang too loudly. I hate it when fans sing "Same Old Arsenal, Always Cheating." That really gets on my tits.
They nicked our bloody song, didn't they, today? Oh. Set piece again.
Oh, okay. Well, buggers. Long throws, we should try those.
And they scored from a long throw, which we were practicing in training.
I mean, are we not allowed to criticise a bad performance? Yeah, you are. Can you just say it in a way that isn't a cliche? That's all. Just say something that I haven't heard before, just once, and don't use the term bottling until you know what it means. All right. Of course, you're having a bitch fest between yourselves is boring. Yeah, exactly. Just boot anyone you want to. Dan is going to read just about everything he does. I do. I honour and respect the comments. Doesn't mean I think they're intelligent. All right. 30 years later, and my girl Suya Bundy is getting her praise because some cornball named Quad God did the backflip in single figure skating. I watched her do it live 30 years ago and got booed. Oh, is that right? Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, but I don't know. I can't be arsed with all your figure skating and the ice dancing. Bro, I'm just having fun. Chill. There's nada to talk about. Good. Have fun, man. Always excuses. This game was poorly managed. The difference between Leeds, Sunderland is telling. They were instructed to play slow and it cost us. When it's time to capitalise, this coach gets scared. Yes, you couldn't say that. You can say that he gets scared, but he's doing all right, man. Dan is thorough with reading the chat out and is not really adding to the conversation. Ouch. He's thorough with reading the chat out. And it's not. That's harsh. All right. Do you know, this might be the last time I do this because I'm getting so tired. But I'm now going to pick another random comment from AFC, not Arteta FC. And I just pray that this isn't a cliched nonsense I've heard before.
Has he said anything positive?
Not once.
Do you
know what the funniest thing is? I'm starting to think of him. He built a channel. The most views he's had on anything is 1,000, but he's got 27,500 subscribers. And the other day he was like, "Yeah, that's because of private videos." Just think,
Oh
you know,
my
like when
God.
some douche in your friendship circle goes, "Yeah, I've got a girlfriend. Yeah, she just lives abroad." But you know, just is that guy. He's that guy from the In-Betweeners.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give him one last chance, and this is your last chance. And then after that, I will just pretend you don't exist, and my life will be richer for it.
I'm trusting.
I wonder, Bill,
Is he
Dan.
going in Sandy's cellar?
No,
No,
Sandy's
no.
cleaned the cellar. Look at it. It's pristine.
Yeah, I wonder how long it takes to set up 27,500 separate YouTube accounts.
Well, I tell you, who you could ask Luca.
Really?
No.
I was just about to say
7,000 subscribers.
Yeah. This is royalty. He's got 27,500 subscribers and like 12 videos, and the most watched videos like 1,000. And then when I called him out on it, because you can go on Social Blade and it'll tell you who's bought subscribers. And when I called him out on it, he said, "No, it's actually private videos. I've got loads of release the files. I want to see the private videos. I want to see the private videos that have made 27,501."
Oh my God.
Not 27,514, but exactly 20. You know, like I get every single day. I can help your YouTube channel grow. It's like, how are you going to do that? I can get you 1,000 subscribers for $50 or $20.
What if it's Unai Emery's burner account?
What's that?
What if it's Unai Emery's YouTube account?
That would be brilliant. That would be absolutely brilliant. But let me read this, because this is possibly his last show. Here we go. Sesko is rubbish, and by the way, this under this manager, those United players wouldn't look the same with another manager. Our attack looks better. It's just a half-baked opinion. All right, thanks so much for having been here, but I'm not reading another one of your comments. I think that's fair. I wouldn't do that to you. Okay, I'm having fun. How about you, Arsenal? I'm not mad at all. I actually had a very good day. Well, you know, you're not allowed to have a very good day if we play that badly.
I think that's the other guy on another account talking to himself.
It wouldn't surprise. Well, he's got 27,500 of them.
Me.
So, do Arsenal have a chat about Raya? Where are the panel and chat thoughts on Raya? I'm just going to read social joins as well. United front three can't play under Mikel. Their natural game will be neutered as well. I think there's something to that. I'm not going to pretend I don't think there's something to that. Here we go. Tuco Healthy. They are about to bottle them all. We are here for it. Oh, God, as long as you're happy. Are you a Man City fan, or are you just the sort of football fan whose only enjoyment can come from another team not winning? That's a weird way to live. I don't think I've ever done that. Have any of you ever celebrated? Excuse me. I mean, I've never had to, because I hate Tottenham. So I don't have to. I mean, I could celebrate. Like, I think St Totteringham's Day is going to be the day we beat them. I'm not even joking. I think we actually, if we beat Tottenham, they can't finish above us in the league, and it's going to be in like February. What the fuck is going on? Like, get down there, get out of our shadow. You're making our shadow dirty.
Oh, yeah.
Right, there we go. I accidentally almost read another AFC. I think it might be ban o'clock. Newcastle beat City, but we beat Newcastle. It's very weak logic to say City beat Brentford, so they're better than us now. Be serious. But they did beat Brentford. And I don't know who's better, but we will find out. And Boytendio, with maybe, just maybe, styles really do make the fights. And some teams just match up better against us tactically versus some teams matching. Like, another quality comment from Boytendio. Absolutely love it. Now, I've got to say, Rosie, stop it. You are already an absolute legend here, but thank you so much. It makes a massive difference. I will. Do you know what? I always say this. Off goes the advertising. You guys have been so patient. Anthony's
She's
normally the first.
Rosie.
Oh, and the rest. You cannot have a better person in. You know, one of these days we're going to get you up here. You know that, Rosie. I know you're not keen, but I will. We're not going to be on much longer, another 12 minutes, but thank you so much. And then Social says, morning. Social, it's great to have you back. I know you're not in a great mood with everything, but hopefully we're good enough company for you. The league is not as simple as it was back in the noughties. You can expect to beat every team because then the team is as reputable as our clubs. Yeah, but even then we weren't doing that. Come on, Dan, I'm trying really hard to make stupid comments. Fuck, man, all this effort for nothing. Some scrub just comes and takes my title. You are so far from that title. I haven't bought subs. I don't know how to do that. And I said I wasn't going to play another one. say when I was a kid growing up, if someone said something as stupid as that, you used to go chinny recon, chinny recon. So that's for you, AFC, not IFC, not arsehole. Melina, stop it. You're up here. You're an absolute legend. You were the reason I got to take my brother to.
Don't worry. Don't be daft, Dan. As a
you know what? It's always way in it. The people who deserve the greatest praise are just too modest. You're too modest, but you are an absolute. I love it when you come up here as well. By the way, thank you so much. I don't know what $5 Canadian is, but it's probably a lot. There are also troll farms on Discord that could be hired to destroy YouTube channels. Are there really?
Oh,
I'd love someone to try and destroy this channel. How would they destroy the channel?
Yes.
Is he the advanced party of the destroyers? Is this what happens? They make like 27,500. I bet they do. I don't.
But I'm quite surprised he's attacking you, because I think you are I think your views are quite balanced. You criticize the team when you need to criticize the team. So I'm quite surprised that he's attacking you the way he is. Is this the first time he's attacked you this way?
No, it's not. I don't see it as him attacking me. He just comes in. Like, I think sometimes people don't have good experience of groups, so they think that they know how to behave in groups, and then they don't. And I think he's just one of them, really. To be honest, I think it's a pub, right? So I've got to say, I've run a restaurant. I've worked in pubs a lot, and people come in and they're not necessarily the most popular, but they become part of the family. They're part of the furniture. And then you just kind of, you say to other people who don't know them, and they go, what's his problem? You go, don't talk to him. He's a little bit like that. But, you know, he comes into a pub, and he's in here every day that we're open. And he constantly says things which, it's not that they're triggering. It's just that we've all heard them before, and they seem half-baked. If you come with an opinion, it doesn't have to be an original idea. If you come in and say, I think Arteta's shit for this reason, and you rationalise it, that's great. But when he comes in and goes, the Premier League shit, it's like anybody else who stayed up late, watched League and regurgitated everything that he has to say as if it was his own joke or his own thing. It's just tiring, that's all. But I don't hold any ill will to him. I hope that his channel really doubles in size and gets to 52,000 without a single video. I think it's incredible. I don't know how he did it.
Curious. What happens if this team eventually wins? Like, what happens if we eventually win the Champions League or the Premier League? Like, what do you think is going to happen to such people?
I love that question. Zanzi, what do you think happens to them?
Hopefully they're going to start supporting Chelsea.
Or
better still, Tottenham.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll never run.
It's a genuine question. I wonder, and this is what I was trying to say earlier. Is like you have to comport yourself in a way that you can look back on and go, okay. If you feel very strongly that Manchester City are winning the title, I've said this so many times. I'm not trying to encourage people to gamble, but I'm saying that's not a gamble, then, is it? If you're certain that Man City are going to win the title, you're getting 5-1 on your money. Put your life savings on it, and you've quintupled your life savings. No one's doing that. But what they are saying is they're getting their advice in early. So they can say, I told you so. But what's bizarre about that is that no one's going to want to hear I told you so. Like, no, I'm not going to want to hear it. You might get a grudging, okay, well done. You were right. I was wrong. But what kind of a life are you living? Very strange world we live in is fair. Right, so when people say it's by instructions for players to slow down, does it mean that opposition teams cannot do tactics or Arsenal players robots? These guys need to relax. Thank you. I really like that comment because I don't understand tactics, but I do find it strange when people say Arteta tells the team to slow. How is he doing that? And why are they listening to him? And when are we going to get some players that go, shut up for a minute? Ian Wright made me laugh because he said when he used to warm up and Arsene Wenger or George Graham used to give him advice because I just didn't listen. I don't listen. It's like I'm about to go and play football. I don't. So maybe we need that. We are everyone's favourite rival. Aren't you so glad? On a level, I do just want to say this because it does upset me a little bit how hated we are everywhere. It's like you think, why does everyone hate us so much? And then someone like Arteta FC, not Arsenal FC, comes in and I go, that's why. Uslicex, everyone here is mature enough to know that criticism after dropping points is granted, but why do they get mad because other people don't hate the manager as much? It is interesting. Can I put it out to the three of you? I keep asking this question of people. I get that you're unhappy, but how can you be unhappy that I'm not as unhappy as you? That doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're unhappy, why? What is it about people who are unhappy that want other people to be unhappy? I know we touched on it earlier, but it is the stupidest thing in the world for me.
I think people just want their feelings to be validated. That's all. Yeah, because when you're not as unhappy as they are, it feels like what they are, the emotions that they have is invalidated, and I think that's where it comes from. But the thing about Arteta is the truth of the issue is that when he came in initially, he was an unimpressive candidate, and so
Yeah.
many people felt that it was surely not going to work.
Yeah.
And so everyone, including myself, said this guy is definitely not going to work. And so the fact that he is working and it has gone to against so many narratives, it's a bit, people don't like to admit that they're wrong sometimes. And so the fact that he's doing so well right now, people are trying to find every possible fault to discredit all the work that he has done. So I think that's where it comes from. I think people just don't like to admit that they are wrong, and I think that's what it is.
Well, I like you said that, and I've consistently. What makes me laugh is I don't have an opinion about Arteta. Like, I don't. I've said this so many times. I lived through Terry Neal was my first manager. I never think about him. I don't wake up every day going, "Oh, he threw away 2 FA Cups. Oh, we never got close to the league because of him." I don't care. I don't wake up every day and think about Arteta. I barely think about Arteta at all. Arteta's not important to me. Yes, he's in charge of the club and he makes decisions, but he's in charge of the club and we're doing better now than we've done for years. So why would I hate him? I don't understand why people are so obsessed with him. But what I really don't understand is how the people who are most obsessed about him constantly accuse me of being an Arteta sexual and loving him. I don't think anything of it. I'd buy him a drink, I'd ask him some questions, and if he wins us the Premier League or more this season, I will be his biggest fan. But he hasn't, so I don't. And you're absolutely right. When he came to the club, Zandy and I am sure all of us up here and everyone in the comments didn't rate him, didn't want him as a manager. I didn't rate him as a captain. I didn't think it would work. But then he beat Chelsea on Boxing Day. And now I'm like, we're this far down the line and we're on the precipice of either great success or abysmal failure. And I'm choosing to hope for the success and talk about success rather than constantly harp on about how shit he is. Because I've lived through shitter managers and know they will try and tell you that Unai Emery's a genius. Is he going to win the league this year? Some of the gloomy people saying we should have kept him, he's going to win the league.
Oh my goodness. He's unraveling. He is unraveling.
Yeah,
that guy.
So Social Joins has put, I don't know about jumping on other club spaces talking about bottling when they're not directly competing against me. I'm not going to troll Newcastle fans if they lose, not a direct rival. Yeah, true. And also, I just don't think I don't think Arsenal fans do that. Didn't jump on Liverpool's site when they lost, that incredible season. I kind of tend to respect the person taking part in the arena. Like, I look at it as boxing, right? We're in the ring. Man City are in the ring. We're both throwing punches. Maybe we're not doing everything you'd hope we would do, but we're not bottling it. We're not Aston Villa losing at home to Brentford, when they're down to 10 men. We're not Man City losing to Bodo Glimt. We're not. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not losing to Tottenham. Thanks. Oh God, we better not. Now that I've said that, I hope I've jinxed us.
This is such a good point that you made, Dan. To be honest with you, around those times when Liverpool and Man City were competing and they were going back and forth, I genuinely looked at Liverpool with admiration.
Yeah,
I admire the way that they competed. And the feeling is the fact that we finished 5th and the very next season we challenged for the league and we almost won it. And to have people accuse us of bottling it, it blows my mind. And I'm like, that was actually the first time I thought, why do people hate Arsenal this much? Because a team that was 5th and the very next season is competing for the league, the very least you can expect is praises for those for a team like that. But I mean, I guess it's part of being an Arsenal fan. So yeah,
maybe it shouldn't be. Melina, you've been doing YouTube for a while. You've got a good reputation and you've managed to maintain your calm. Why are we so? I mean, like, I know it's almost a cliche of a question in an Arsenal chat. Why do people think? Why do we want to see us lose so much?
Goodness.
It's more an ego thing. They want to be proven right, and like David said here, They want to be proven right rather than do the opposite of being a man and say, hey, I got it wrong, or, oh, Arteta proved me wrong. And, like you said, Dan, when we're winning, nobody says a peep. Or it's the complete opposite. When we're winning, they're nitpicking things to complain about for views. And it's like, you would think we lost the game. Rosie would go into chat sometimes and be like, why are you complaining? You just got 3 points in a tough game. It's kind of like you'll never win with our fan base. And I think that's been the case for a while. The same thing you mentioned with the Unai Emery argument, that thing always pisses me off, because the same people respectfully licking Emery's behind don't realize that the players stopped playing for him. Emery was playing players out of their respective positions. It was terrible. He lost the dressing room, and people don't want to accept that.
Players were making fun of him.
Yeah, players were making fun of him not having the interpreter. He didn't want the interpreter like Bielsa had. Fair enough. But he didn't have respect from the dressing room. He completely lost the dressing room. And that's an issue. We did the right thing to fire him. I know he won trophies elsewhere, but is he at Arsenal's level, or is he at Aston Villa level? And, a Social Join said, we shouldn't even be talking about other clubs against us when we're in a title race. Look at Liverpool. When they're in a title race, they're not saying, oh, we should have kept our former manager, Brendan Rodgers. Like, no Liverpool fan is thinking like that.
Yeah.
It is like, you know what? Like, here we go. This is a perfect time to introduce Lowy Crane, who Emery is unravelling, but they're just 6 points behind Arsenal. Fascinating. I hear this a lot. Go, see, having a really shit time. Yes, 6 points behind. If we were 6 points behind Villa, no one would be taking this shit from us. No one would be going, they'd be going, you're 6 points behind, shut up. So, do you think Villa are going to win the league? Because my point is that Emery has spent a lot of money. He spent a lot of money at Arsenal, and he's not going to win the league at Villa. They've fallen apart. They lost. We are getting pelters here from people like you and I can't remember his name, the one that looks like a clown, for saying that Unai Emery's unravelling. Have you seen him in press conferences? Have you seen him talking to him? That's what we're talking about. You either have seen it or you haven't. If you haven't, it's a strange thing to come in here and then you come on with this point as well, which is Arsenal FC. This is an Arteta sexual channel, right? You guys are so fixated by wanting to shag Arteta. I've literally just spent time saying I don't give a shit about Arteta. He's the manager of the club. If he wins silverware, I'll like him. If he doesn't, we'll sack him.
Exactly.
What will you sexualize after that? It's like, tell me you're a teenage boy without having to tell me you're a teenage boy. Some of you are so stuck in your prepubescent phase. It's like, I'm sorry, you're boring. Arteta sexual. No, it's an Arsenal pub where adults and you come to talk about football. Usually, hopefully, with some sense of, with some semblance of intelligence. But, you can feel free to fuck off now. I agree, Dan. And why is there always sexual innuendo hinted when they want to challenge more positive fans? It's always sexual. It's like you can't imagine a world in which I don't find him attractive. It's not my cup of tea. I just think, you know what? Like, he's the manager of my football club. I don't find political figures or football managers or any of the players. I wouldn't. If the league title depended on me finding one of them sexy, we'd be screwed. I just don't.
What? What about Saliba?
Yeah, I think you were going to say Bogle there. I was like...
I completely disagree here, Dan, but that's a story for another day.
But then they're not accusing you of being Arteta sexual. It's just so childlike. It's so playground. It's like, well, you fancy him. Who? Arteta? No, I don't. Yeah, you do. You want him to hold you in your arms and tell you that you're a good boy and that it'll all be better and your acne will clear up. No, I don't. I'm a 52-year-old man. He's not my type. Let's move on, right? That's all I can say to you. Just,
You know what, Dan, you said something quite interesting about buying a drink for Arteta, and it brought something to mind. I mean, to the rest of the panel. If you had one thing, maybe an advice or a question to Arteta, what do you think it would be?
If I could ask him one question.
Yeah, one question.
Oh, someone else go first. Zanzi. What do you think of
Why
Tottenham?
haven't you won anything yet? Eh?
Yes, he's won the Community Shield.
Yeah.
And the FA Cup, actually.
He's too sexy. He's too sexy for his club.
And can I have Calafiori's telephone number? Because I think he's quite nice.
I would look into his deep, I think, green eyes, brown eyes. I don't even know what eye colour he's got. Let's say brown eyes. I would look into his Spanish eyes and say, "Te amo."
I just want to get a brush and comb his hair or brush his hair. You know.
I don't think it would brush. I think he's painted on. But look, the thing is, it is so weird, isn't it? It's like it's the death of conversation and argument where you disagree with someone's viewpoint, so you become ad hominem and you just go, "Yeah, but you fancy him." Like, no, I don't. Yeah, you do. I think I would know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I would, if I fancied Arteta, I would be the first to say it. I'd go, "Yeah, love him." I had no problems when I found what's her name from Hunger Games attractive. I never had a problem saying, "Oh, she's lovely." Why would I? Anyway, I accidentally shown
Jennifer Lawrence.
That's it, like her.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Villa are 3 points behind City. Emery is unravelling. I also think City are on the ropes. I do as well. They lost to Bodo Glimt. Arteta would have been effigies of him would have been hung by some of these gloomy bastards.
I mean, Dan, you know what's funny? You say Arsenal is bottling it, but then yet when I say the team that is 6 points behind Arsenal is unraveling,
they say no. Yeah.
So, like,
no, they're not bottling it. They're doing really well for Villa. And then you go, well, aren't we doing better than them? Yeah, but we're Arsenal. What does that mean? Well, we should be winning every league. Well, we haven't won a league in 22 years. Yeah, but we should have. All right, sorry. We'll do it your way from now on. I don't get so also Usai 87, still one of my favourite names in the chat, actually. Very well said, Miss Molina. They forget that Emery lost the dressing room. He lost the dress. I think he lost the way to the dressing room. Yeah. I've never seen anyone. 52 years old, went to my first game at Highbury in 1983. I've never been to a stadium that's 2/3 full. Not once. Not once, right? Unai Emery, to this day, is the only manager I've ever seen empty a stadium before it kick off. And no one wanted, and then lose to Frankfurt, and then got booted. And not one person when Unai Emery was sacked came out and said, "Hang on, that was a bit hasty." Not one. Now they will go, "We should have kept him." Oh, should we have kept Wenger as well then? Maybe you should have all shut up when you wanted Wenger out, and then you wanted Emery out, and now you want Arteta out, and you just want out. Because you want to be out, because you're in a closet, you're by yourself, you've got your phone in your hand, and God knows what in your other hand, and you've got all these other people who agree with you, which is the first time that's ever happened in your life, and you're desperately worried that they're going to stop agreeing with you, so you say whatever the hell they say, and you're boring. I don't get it. All the people labelling others Arteta sexual actually believe that they would have Arsenal in a better position right now. Yeah, doggy. So I know some believe that, but they're deluded, to be honest. Did we remove Lowy? See, I always get blamed for that, Rosie. You did the right thing. But I always get blamed. There were people go, "You banned me from your channel." I was like, I don't even know how to. Well, like, if I click those, put user in a timeout, ban user and delete their comments. Did we ban user or is he in a timeout? I know some do believe that, but they're deluded. Oh, yeah, this is so true, by the way, and this is why we can ban him if we want to. I'm not saying. Saka laka boom boom. Here is the hard truth. He ain't getting sacked. Well, you know what? Nice. Welcome to the show. I don't know. I can't speak to whether the Cronkies will sack him or not. I could say if we don't win any silverware this season, I would be in favour of sacking him.
Well...
Does that include well, you mean like any silverware, right?
I mean any silverware, but if I'm honest, if he wins the League Cup and nothing else, I'll be like...
Disappointed?
Yeah, because...
Very nice, goodbye.
What's that?
Very nice, now you can go.
Yeah, thanks for that. Cheers. No hate, no venom, just, you know what? You've proven that you can bring a team to the brink. We've given you 4 years to take it over the line, and you haven't. I've worked in sales all my life. You can't tell your boss that you nearly sold something 4 years in a row. Yeah. You can't say I nearly hit my target 4 months in a row and have people go, well that's good enough then. The target may not have been win the Premier League in 22-23, but by 25-26 it is. We know it is. We spent the money. You have the squad. The other thing is, and I don't want to start a brand new stream of consciousness, but like here's the thing that occurred to me. I saw people earlier today talking about how injuries and things like that. It's like if I was a Kroenke, I don't want Arteta coming to me talking about injuries. Okay, you asked for all these players. I gave you these players. You spent the first half of the season saying that we've got the deepest squad, and now you're saying injuries. If they're a normal level of injuries, that's just what happens. That's why you have a deep squad. If you've got more injuries consistently every season, can someone have a word about what you're doing that might be causing these injuries? Are you playing them too often? Are you playing one player too often? Whatever you're doing, it's not my fault. We have the squad. You shouldn't have let Wanyeri go without replacing him. I stand by that. But apart from that, injuries happen. They happen to everyone. And what I found is that people have started, oh, Kai Havertz, why is this happening to us? And you go, because it's sport. Like, it happens. Do you know what I mean? Like, why did Rodri go out for a year and a half? He's not come back the same player. Yeah. They're jealous. Arteta is so handsome. He is, isn't he? God, he's so beautiful. Saliba sexual. That needs to be a thing. Magalhaes sexual. Yes. Now we're talking real frisky behaviour. Did you see Barca play tonight? No, I didn't. What was the final score? Was it 4-0 or something?
Yeah, they lost 4-0. Goodness. All 4 goals in the first half as well.
Ademola Lookman went crazy today.
Oh, my goodness.
Awesome.
I saw Como knocked Napoli out of the... I don't know. If Arteta doesn't make it, I think I'm starting to join the Cesc Fabregas train.
To be honest, I don't know if I'm convinced.
Me too.
No, I'm not either.
Fabregas, to be honest with you.
I think that's more a nostalgia thing rather than him making it as a coach.
He's doing well at Como. They look like they're going to make Europe. I mean, that's
the Premier League.
I think it is nostalgia. Of course, it's nostalgia. You're right. You're 100% right.
But then
I love Fabregas. I know the way in which he left the club was sour.
Yeah,
I can't forgive him. I'm sorry, I've tried.
Really?
I can't. Yeah, I can't forgive him.
So poor.
That's like me with Van Persie. I hear you. Can you forgive Van Persie or no?
No one forgives Van Persie. What? You know, when he came out and said actually he didn't want to go, but they sold him and he didn't. I was like, no, do you know what? Van Persie, piss off. One good season in the
Okay, but you can't deny the goals he scored for Arsenal were incredible.
Of course.
I'm going to be Gluminati now.
Phenomenal.
Watch me Gluminati this, mother. Right, here's how it goes. What did he win with these goals? What did Van Persie win with his goals? He didn't win anything, so they don't count. So they're all shit. So he's shit. You're a Van Persie sexual. I'm going to apply. Do you know, like when I have to do debates at work and things, when we have to argue our point at work, I'm going to just start doing this. I'm going to be like, I'm going to do this in politics as well. Someone says, I really think that Trump's the right thing for America. And I go, yeah, you're just a Trump sexual. That'll be the end. That's like a mic drop moment. There you go. Yeah. Well, you're just a liberal sexual. It's just I'm losing it a little bit. I don't know about others. I don't like Pep, Arteta, De Zerbi. I wouldn't talk to them. They just irk me. I gladly chat to Wenger. But I thought you said Pep. You said Pep twice.
No, I'm wondering what's going on there.
Do you? So I would talk to any of them. I find them fascinating. I think. I think Guardiola is, for my money, one of the most interesting managers that I've seen in the Premier League. I don't know if he's the best manager in the Premier League.
Do you think he's a nice guy in real life and not a maniac?
Yeah, no, I really do.
Like outside of the managerial.
Yeah, I really do. And for that, I would cite a lot of the... so at Barcelona, he was really... handball in Spain is a really big sport, and Barcelona have a really good handball team, and the coaches of the different things that Barcelona do would get together and talk, and he's really amenable. And look, I think no one speaks badly of him. There are a couple of players who hate him, and there was a point that someone made earlier, like, that Arteta's too rigid and structured. So's Pep. Pep's more structured and rigid than Arteta, or maybe as. So I don't know, but I don't know about others. I don't like Pep, Arteta. De Zerbi, I have to say, I think this is probably a subject of a different chat, but Tottenham have to get De Zerbi, because he would be perfect for them. And I hope they don't, by the way. But Wenger,
I think he's a maniac. I really do.
De Zerbi?
Yeah, I've seen some videos of him. I think there was a training video. There was a video where he was training some of his players. And I think he was backing instructions at one of the players. And I think the player spoke back. He sacked the player off the training ground immediately. And he told the player to call his agent, because apparently he wanted to terminate his contract. And
I mean, Alex Ferguson do that with... Who did Alex Ferguson did that with someone on the pitch? I saw. I don't hate that, by the way. I just think that's you show them who's in charge. You know, it's like when Arteta got rid of Aubameyang. Like we all miss Aubameyang, of course we do, but you have to have someone's got to be in charge, and I wasn't in that dressing room. The thing about De Zerbi, as I always say, I'm married into a Brighton family. When he took over because Potter went to Chelsea, I was like, I don't know this guy. I don't know anything about Shakhtar Donetsk. I don't watch them. All right. So, but over time that he was there, you have to say the Brighton that he managed were great to watch and hugely successful. And when he left, they went for a guy. I think Herzler was a brilliant manager at St. Pauli. I thought he was the guy to come in, young, fresh, loads of ideas, brilliant in the Bundesliga. He's been a misery. So I think in terms of all the football managers in history that I would want to have a drink with, it'd probably be as one that stands out for me, and that's Johan Cruyff. He's the one I'd want to speak to. But we're all going to have our favourites. In terms of, I don't really do the whole fanboy kind of getting autographs, having my picture taken with people. But Pep Guardiola, I'd definitely have a sit-down drink with him. He probably drinks something really fruity, though, doesn't he?
I think Tottenham are going to get Sean Dice to try and keep them up.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Really?
Oh, please. No, he's winding us up. But God, please be right. Zanzi, please be right. Free drinks for the rest of the time. If that, oh my God, I'd be so happy.
Do we want to play against Sean Dyche?
Yeah, I'd settle for that. I'll take a point. I don't care as long as Tottenham fans who constantly go on about how it's important to play good, to dare is to do. Did anyone see the Did anyone see the Ange Postecoglou interview on the?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it all, so no spoilers. I'm going to watch it before I go to sleep tonight. But wonderful having an ex-manager, yet another Spurs manager, to go with Conte and Mourinho, who comes out and says, "Yes, Spurs are a small club." And that's a guy who managed Whittlesea Zebras saying that. It's like a guy. Yeah. He's like, Whittlesea Zebras, yeah, they're a massive powerhouse in South Melbourne, but this Tottenham team, they're shite. Calosexual, supercalifragilistic, everybody's sexual. Clockenders! Yes! He's won more than you. Mikel Arteta, he's won more than you. Brilliant. Beautiful panel. Beautiful to have you here. So pleased you're here. You've been. Did you go to the Brentford game? Let me know. I don't know about others. I don't like Pep. I've just read that. Sorry. Tough game, Dan. Brentford ain't no mugs. In form away from home. That's one of the games we can afford to draw. Long as we batter Wolves, they got to sit there and watch us on 7 clear. Yes. Well, you're just an Arteta sexual, saying things I agree with. If you're going to be this is my... Okay, the comment of the night goes to Rosie, as it so often does. If you're going to be a twat in the chat, at least be a funny twat.
Comment of the night, Rosie.
That's all I ask for. I didn't beg people to come in here for their intelligence and their, savoir-faire and their... I just want to enjoy a good night in a pub. That's it. We've lost David. David, if you're listening, it's brilliant to have you here. You've absolutely... I love it when people come in and have a great first show.
And great to hear your opinions that weren't quoted from Lee Gunner, like some people in the chat.
Yeah, naming no names, but noticing where my eyes fall. Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. Oh my God, Cesc could get a statue at Arsenal. Jordan's here. He's saying hi, Mel.
Hi, Jay.
What would Arteta need to do to make him more successful than Wenger, Dio? He'd have to win the quad. If Arteta does indeed secure the quad this season, he's up. What do you mean if? Boy Tendia, don't go soft on me, right? You've been saying quad loading. I've been joining you in the quad loading, and now it's like if Arteta. It's happening. It's on. It could also be Man City to do it. Current favourite is Marco Rose for Spurs manager. Really? Really? If Arteta were to collect the trophies one at a time per year, don't know, maybe he needs 5 leagues. Don't think Arteta will be as consistent with winning cups as Wenger was. You know what? I think you get a statue at this point for me if you go back to back, because I just want to see that once in my life as well. Never seen us retain a league. You know, we really should have done in 1991. We were comfortably ahead, and then suddenly Leeds popped up. By that point, George Graham's already started spending some of the bung money on booze. Clockenders fucking gets it. Yes, he does. Yes, mate, I was there. That's what I mean. You know what? And I'm going to say this probably so many times, but as a fan who doesn't get a chance to go that often, going for the League Cup semi-final just reminded me that stadium was full of Arsenal fans. I didn't hear anyone bitching or complaining. They were just glad to be there and glad to witness it, and we got through. So I think that's what happens. I think online, social media, people whose dad bought them 27,500 subscribers, shouldn't you be going out looking after them? Make some content. No Rosie, no party. Too true. That's the type of shit I wanted to read. Inject it into my veins. Amen. Amen. Love it. Shout out to Dan and Mr. Tom's film show. That was awesome. Mr. Tom, if you're still up, I hope you're not almost, but if you are, when are we doing it again? I love those films. I love Tom he's the best person to talk to about films because he goes in there without sort of any pretension or any filter or any kind of discernment whatsoever. Just goes and watches everything. And I love that. So where are we at? Find Dan, when Arteta wins a quad, he's our best at that point. That's a unique piece of history. Yeah, he did definitely get a statue. Do I forgive you? Good. Wenger had barely any more. Say that again?
Finally, you can be an Arteta sexual.
If that's what it takes. If Mikel said, Dan, I'm poised to win us the quad, but I've had my eye on you. Saw you in the stands going mental when Kai Havertz scored, and I thought I want a bit of that. And unless I get a bit of that, we're not winning the quad. I'd send Zanzi in my place.
I'd have to get an Arteta wig though, wouldn't I?
I think we all should. Yeah. I think for one show we should all do it. I'm including
goodness.
So the way I look at it, if Arsenal wins with Arteta, then I'd be okay with the next manager being young with the Arsenal blood. But if he doesn't win, I prefer a more proven option next. I don't want that many proven options left though. Tuchel's just signed a 2-year extension.
Dan, question. I've thought about this, and do we realize how damaging it's going to be if we don't win the league this season? Because, okay, fine. If we should sack Arteta, I think he should leave if we don't win the Premier League this season, or maybe like a major silverware. But then the next manager coming in, what is going to be his immediate objective? Because there's no way.
There's no.
Exactly.
There's no time. It has to be an Ancelotti. It has to. I don't know who it would be. Forgive me for having little appetite. I mean, that's the thing. Because if you disagree with the premise that we should sack Arteta now, which I think is a silly thing to say anyway, a lot of the Arteta outs are not even saying. I'm sure it was on Deluded's channel. He had DJB and Kenny Ken, and they were talking about Arteta, and all I said in the comments was, would you sack Arteta now? And Kenny Ken was, that's a stupid question. I'm not getting drawn into that. You want me to say Arteta out? That's a stupid question. I'm saying, if it's a stupid question to ask if you'd sack him, then why are we talking about sacking him? Because, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about sacking him in May. On May or June the 1st, no trophies, I'll drive him to the airport, right? Yeah. And it's not out of hate or malice. It's just that you need a leader of your club that can take the resources you have and deliver the goals that you've set for yourself. Yeah. In 23-24, the goal probably wasn't win the league, but we came really close. In 24-25, we didn't. In 25-26, whatever happens, we're going to be one of the top 2 teams again, right? Yeah. So if I have to put up with 4 second-place finishes in anything, I'd go, look, you're great. You're easily good enough to take a team like ours from 8th to 2nd. But what we actually wanted was 1st. So we're going to have to say, thanks, but so long. I don't know if the Cronkies will do that. But the whole question of whether Arteta in or out now, it just feels like people dragging. You know what it really feels like? This is what I'm going to say on this. And I'm opening up for the rest of you to say what you want. It feels like some of these Arteta outs feel like this is the last 3 months they're going to get to say it. Because if he wins the league, and I think he will, you're going to look like you're going to look like an absolute pillock going around saying the guy that just won the league should be fired. And you already look like a bit of a pillock if he wins the league. What if he wins a double? What if he does win the League Cup and the league? Then you're going to look like such a special needs, aren't you? You're going to be like, I just thought I was right, and I don't know how that happened. It turns out I was wrong, even though, like, you know. And so when it comes down to it, then what are you going to still be going on about Arteta sexuals when people are proudly wearing pictures of Arteta on T-shirts everywhere?
Yeah.
I'm not wrong, am I?
Come on. You're not, to be quite honest with you. The reason I brought that point up is because I feel like we need to win the league, because I feel like if we don't, it has the potential to set us back for a number of years, quite honestly.
It's killer. Yeah, I don't even want to. Honestly, it's a great question because
so
we've all, in our darkest recesses, what do? Who is out there that could come and take this? You know, it's not Unai Emery, right?
No.
It could be a Xavi Alonso, but look what happened to him at Real Madrid. It could be, there are managers out there. Luis Enrique. Has to be Luis Enrique. You have to break the bank to get him, and then you have to accept whatever he says, and that's that. If Wenger was in his prime, the current Prem, he would be godlike, in my opinion. Would swear he had a genie scout in real life. No, I don't know. You know. Yeah, but he's godlike anyway. He's Arsene Wenger. He's my hero. Like, he did everything I asked of a manager and more, so he should have a statue. Social joiners, this is something we totally agree on. Can Wrighty get a statue first? How Ian Wright doesn't have a statue, I could never tell you. He is so deserving of a statue. He broke the record, Cliff Bastin's goal scoring record. I know Thierry Henry came and was a bit better than him, but nobody made me smile more at football than Ian Wright. He was literally the most exciting player I'd seen in the George Graham era, and then even in the Arsene Wenger era. Just everything you love about being an Arsenal fan is typified in Ian Wright. He is just beautiful. So yeah, give him a statue. I did the very first video. The very first short I did on this was get Ian Wright a statue. There was a petition. I tried to get people to sign a petition. Turns out Arsenal fans aren't good with petitions.
Unless it's Madueke, of course.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be the most outrageous Arteta sexual after this quad. Outrageous, they'll lock me up. Don't stalk him. Dear, you've got 20 rand in your pocket for snacks. What are you buying? Love it. Great question. Let's see if we lose a league so long as we win the UCL or do you know what? It has to be the league. Because if you get to this point and lose a league, no one could. You can't make me believe in him next season if we don't win the league from here. Because it just will be it's so hard to watch. If let's say we draw against Wolves and Tottenham, like everyone, I'll be in here, I'll stay positive, but I'll be going, this is happening again, isn't it? It's happening again.
I just had to look at the 20 rand. It's worth 92 pence.
Yeah, that's a lot of money in Scotland.
Oh, it is, yeah.
High profile job, high profile objectives. Whoever manages don't perform, they have to leave. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. I don't think anyone disagrees with that. Sometimes people make that point and they think like no one agrees with that. Like, I just think you have to take the context into account. When Arteta came, we weren't saying that we expected to win the league in the next season because we just watched us not be able to fill a stadium playing Frankfurt and losing to them. So we were like, just make us better, please. Just take the embarrassment away. And he's done that. And now that he's done that, we've developed a taste for being considered one of the biggest clubs in England and Europe, and now we want to drive home that advantage. There's no point in semi-finals of the Champions League, coming second in the Premier League, losing to City in the final, and going out in the sixth round. There's no point in winning nothing this season where you go, yeah, but you know, it's still progress. So let's all agree. Dan, they already said that even if he wins a quad, they'd want him out because the pain he's caused them for the past 6 years. Do you know what? I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, do you know what? I really like this because you really get a sense of how feebly minded some people are. You think this is pain? You think this is pain? Like, people have lives. You don't even know. I work with a lot of people, and people go through things. You have no idea what they're going through. You cannot imagine how you would survive the kinds of things that they go through. So when people go, the pain of not losing, I'm going to make a confession. I'm going to come out and say something which I've never said before. And it's up to you how you take it, but this I speak my truth, and that's all I can do. A few years ago, I thought I was losing someone I loved very, very much. Someone who's more important to me than my life. Somebody I could never imagine I would die for. And I was at work and I had this fear, this terrible, absolutely all-encompassing fear that I was going to lose this person. And I don't believe in God. I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in manifesting the universe or anything like that. But in those moments of desperation where you get news that's so bad, I reached out to the universe and I said, you can take anything you want from me. You can take my life, my arms, my legs, my eyes. You can take anything from me. I never care about another league title as long as I live. And I got the best news you could hope for weeks later when everything was better and that person's still here. And so today I did watch that Brentford game thinking, did I do this? Is this my fault? But all I'm trying to say really is if this is more important to you than those things I've just described, then you're doing life wrong. You are doing life wrong. When you get to the end of your life, if you're on that deathbed thinking, but Arsenal won it. No. People you love, people you care about, the way you leave the world, all of that is important. Like, of course I care if we lose a game. Shane Gooner and people like that want to say he just doesn't get it. When we lose, it ruins my weekend. No, it fucking ruins mine as well. But only my weekend, not my life. I still love the people I love. I'm responsible for what I do. I take accountability for what I do. I decided to support Arsenal Football Club, and that was my choice. No one compelled me or drove me to do it. And so if they don't do everything I wish they'd do, I sort of go, do you know what? I'm a grown-up. You have to learn to accept the things you cannot change. You have to have the strength to change the things you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And if you don't know that by now, you'll know it one day. And if they're talking about pain, then maybe they need to start all over again somewhere else. Anyway, that's a little bit
If they're
personal.
talking about pain, they want to come and talk to me about it.
That sounded sinister, but I know you didn't mean it to.
No, but from what I've gone through.
Yeah.
When you're lying on a hospital bed and the doctor says, well, if you don't have the operation, you're going to die. And you think, okay, yeah, I'll go for the operation then.
I'm saying, like, you meet people. I'm older. I'm hopefully a bit. I know I'm wiser than I was, but I'm older. I meet people every day who impress the shit out of me. They don't make a big thing about it, but they live in difficulty. They live in pain. I've got a friend who's waiting for a kidney transplant. I know it's not something we talk about in a pub a lot, but I'm saying, like, when people talk to me about post-traumatic stress disorder. And people who've killed themselves because of it. When people talk to me about, pain of losing titles, you go, no, exactly what you just said, Zanzi. Pain is a different thing. And nobody in the situation you described on that hospital bed is going, yeah, but what's the score in the Brentford game?
Oh, my goodness.
At least I hope they're not, anyway.
It puts life in a whole different perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, you know what? Yeah. We had a really good chat, and it was... Bad Audio Bobby in the show, I think it was last week, and he was saying the reason Paul Scholes doesn't go on TV so much, and you suddenly think, oh God, I didn't know that about him. And people don't go around saying, oh, this is wrong in my life and that's wrong in my life. Cannon for the TV, I didn't watch it, I didn't know him, but I understand we lost a good one today, and that's heartbreaking, man. It's absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah. These things matter. That's pain. His family, what they're going through, Jogo, we listen. I could list them. That happens every day. People that matter to us, people that we care about, people we don't know, and they still influenced our lives. That's pain. Pain is something very different for people who are just trying to. They're basically virtue signaling that they are the most upset, therefore they're the biggest fan. If you're 9. It matters to you who the biggest fan is. I don't know who the biggest Arsenal fan in here is. I know that Miss Melina would leave Toronto after work, fly across the Atlantic to go and watch a game before flying back to go back to work. That's pretty committed. I know Carl Walsh, who was in earlier, he would have a longer drive from his part of Ireland that didn't have an... Like, people wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch games. Who knows who the bigger fan is? But isn't it supposed to be about community, about unity, and about us all loving and being passionate and enjoying it together?
Exactly.
I've gone a bit deep there, haven't I? But yes, I do fancy Mikel Arteta. I'd love to give him a reach around.
Can I just caveat that the times I've been lying on the bed, I've been so whacked out with morphine that I really just couldn't give a shit what was happening, really. Well,
yeah, it just told you we won the league, and you'd be like, yeah, give me some of that good shit.
Yeah.
I think as we all get older, like I do look at these people. I do think there's a line in Fever Pitch where he talks about how, you know, he finds out he's going to be a father, and he's like, actually, you know what? You realise that football. You shouldn't use football to replace actually having a life. You just shouldn't. You should have a life, and you should enjoy the passion and the like. I tell you what is mad. Like, I'm watching the Brentford game. Dominic, my missus, knows it's really important to me. So there's two ways to walk through our living room. You can walk through back, but she's got to get to a bathroom at the back of the house. And she walked in and she saw it was 1-1, and so she just turned around and walked out again. And I feel like such a dickhead like that, because I'm like. I was saying to her, you know, it's got exactly that one, not the John Cusack one, which keeps coming up on my YouTube feed, which I'm not watching. But the so it's just funny, you know, like your loved ones tiptoe around you and they take it seriously and they go, oh bless, you know. She wasn't talking to me. Well, thank you. I do feel like a good boy.
I'm talking to Zeus. I'm taking a dog upstairs.
No, I realised that. I know you weren't saying it to me or David or Zanzi. Big wine gums, big soft gums, sour gummy snakes, a chocolate of some kind, and a jumbo can of Coke. Oh God, I don't.
You know what, Dan? I think part of why people are so incensed when we lose is, I think, social media is a part of it. You know, the way YouTube and fan culture is. I think many people are consumed by what rivals think about us. Because to be honest with you, sometimes I catch myself watching streams of other rival fans talking about Arsenal, and I'm screaming behind my screen like, you have no idea what you're talking about. But I think it's part of it. I think people know that after they lose a game, they are going to have to watch a stream where their players are going to be trolled and criticized unfairly, and people are going to talk about how Arsenal is bottling it once again. And so I think the social media culture is a part of it. And as you rightly said, I think we should be able to put life into perspective. I mean, you're not forced to watch a YouTube video after you lose. When you lose, you can go outside and touch some grass. And probably have a drink.
That, you know, but I can only speak to my own failings, right? So like, I agree with everything you said, and Rosie's given me similarly really good advice. I get so wound up by certain YouTube channels that I watch them, and that's insane. That's insane. It's my fault, and I've stopped doing it. Yeah. But you go, you know, like after the Brentford, I went specifically Deluded and Highbury squad because I knew that it was going to be people in the comments, but the people on screen were going to be like grown-ups that I've watched football with. But what is it about me that's so messed up that I would tomorrow at 10:30 consider watching Shane Gooner talk the same shit again? You know, what is it about? Why do I want them to be silenced? Why can't I just why can't I just go, he's an idiot, he has an idiot's opinion, that's fine? Why does it bother me so much? And I like to think that I'm getting over that, because exactly what you said, I am not compelled to watch a channel. I have unsubscribed. I used to like Scouse Gooner. There's two different, the Scouse Gooner and Scouse Gooner, and there was one after the game and he just literally picked up his phone and started shouting into the phone, I'm so angry. And I thought, I don't need this.
Yeah.
You know, if there was a room in my house where the person was constantly shouting, I wouldn't go in that room.
Yeah. You know, there's a part of us that watch it thinking maybe we can take a certain perspective. I think we want to test our level of tolerance when we watch such things, you know? So it's like, when we go in, it's like we want to test ourselves. How much can I take? Like, how much can I agree? And I think there's a part of us that want to listen to them and think they probably have a point.
Yeah. I don't always disagree with everything here. Yeah. But, like, I want to read this from Social Joints because he says, I don't know, Arsenal football keeps some people saying, I'm not going to say people should have more than Arsenal. Might keep them saying, and not depressed, sad, angry is better than depressed. I like that point a lot. But I would say, then what do fans of Newcastle do? If football keeps you from being depressed, it's because of the sense of community and the emotion and being in it together. It's not just because you win things. Yeah. We are a football club who we have first world problems. That's the reality of it. Like fans of Crystal Palace go, "Oh God, I feel really bad for you guys. Is there a GoFundMe I can send you money because you're only second? Like what a nightmare. You've only won one FA Cup in 6 years. Oh my God, what do we do for you? I'm a Brentford fan. I've literally never ever seen us win anything ever. But you know what? Here I have the sympathy for you. I don't know if you can expect footballers to win matches just to keep you from being depressed, because I think what you'll see is they don't keep winning. Like, I remember being so bored in 2005 at Highbury that I didn't go back after that, because I was like, I had my own life going on, I had my own business to start, I had shit going on, and we'd won everything I could imagine. And I was one of those Man City fans that can't be bothered to go to the League Cup semi-final, because I'll go if it's a final. And so if you're counting on football to stop you being depressed, I suggest you pick a team that's never going to win anything and just go and enjoy it. Go to the matches. You could go to a City match. It'd be easy. Just be a City fan.
That works.
Football means different things to different people. To me, I don't think I would be a fan if it wasn't for what I felt as a young boy. I was one of the only Arsenal fans in my school, let alone my class, and I got taken by a sort of football coach, loosely speaking football coach. He was an after hours, he'd look after us, and I felt like I belonged there. And all of the men, the grown-ups singing together and knowing what they were doing, and the atmosphere and the smell, and had nothing to do with winning football matches. It was like when I went, it's really funny, like the day after I went to the Crystal Palace game, my voice was worse than it was after the Chelsea game, because the Chelsea game I was just sitting there like that going, please win, please win. Crystal Palace, I was totally singing, and the next day people were like, have you got a sore throat or have you lost your voice because of football? I was going, what the fuck do you think? I was shouting for like 90 minutes. It's just the best feeling. And Clockenders, I'm sure you're the same, man. I'm sure your voice is a bit croaky. Maybe not tonight, but usually.
There's this strange thing that I do when I'm nervous during a match. So when I'm watching the match, I normally go to the corner where the score is, and I tape the corner so that I don't see so because I just can't. I mean, anytime I'm looking, it's like 1 second is 5 seconds.
I just bet on Arsenal games because the betting software I use is about 20 seconds ahead of the actual game I'm watching.
Yeah,
I can't. I have my phone in another room because I can't bear that I'll hear the WhatsApp going and it'll be someone saying it, and I can't hear that. I just do everything I can. I have little routines and rituals. We all do, don't we? But
we all do.
That's what it is. Life as a football fan is giving yourself over to something you have no control of. And you better just know that. You better realize that you don't have any control. You can be angry and you can shout, or you can be timid and placid, and it won't make any difference. Some people have definitely lost their sanity watching Arsenal the last half decade, though. Yeah, I think it's not just the last half decade. I think it's longer than that. I think it's, if I was 25 years old now, I'd be done. I'd be like, because I was 16 when we won the first league, and that already felt too long. 25-year-olds now, 30-year-olds. You'd be 30 years old and you were 8 last time we won something. It's not. I know Lee Gunner always talks about, I've seen 5 leagues, because he was 6 when we won the first one. You don't remember leagues when you're 6. You have to be able to celebrate them. Some of our fans transmit fear when they cover up with PTSD. Why do some bother to support a team when they truly believe it'll bottle things according to them? Yeah, it's that thing I always hear when they go, I've had enough, I'm done. And you go, all right, and bye. And then they're back the next day saying, I'm done. I've had enough. I'm done. It's like you're like the person who keeps telling everyone you're leaving the party, but you're still here in the morning. It's the one thing that has constantly been here, and I'll always be there, rather comforting when you think about it, is exactly that. And then people who hate the song North London Forever, I understand that. Not everyone likes likes the same music.
Dan, do you like it?
I do. I love it because I'm from North London. So for me, it's anthemic. I know the Cali. I know the song. I know the places he's talking about. I know the sauna he's talking about. I know everything about the calf, Arthur's calf. I'm from that area. So if they write a song about your area, on some level, you're going to like it. I haven't met anyone. Yeah, he doesn't like it. Do you like it, Zanzi?
I thought when I first heard it, I thought it was a bit cringy, but then you hear the fans singing it, and I thought, yep, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You know what?
like
You
the.
know, so many things are going to change when we finally win. You know, if we eventually win and we sing this song, the feeling is going to be different. That's what I think.
Yeah. I but I guarantee you, Shane Gooner will still be doing his morning show, going the full Irish, 2,500 shows now, putting it to the man. I'm gonna take the piss out of the way people look, and I'm gonna make fun of. Like he has
Oh my
this
goodness.
obsession with people, and that's his life. And I think on some level, the only thing that comforts me about his regular 10:30 shot is at least his wife gets a bit of peace from him, because I bet the rest of the time he's like, would you like an extra egg? I would, but our tatter's probably gonna, it's that. He's one of them people.
Do you
Dan,
think he
did you?
really believes the things he says?
Yeah, I do. I think he's a total dickhead.
Mm.
That's, I think, the technical term for it. No, I didn't do Big Beach Boutique. I wasn't really that into Fatboy Slim, but you have to be a little bit respectful of him because he's done some great music. The thing is, Dan, even after a 7-game winning streak, we log on to those channels hoping for at least a little acknowledgement, but usually it's non-existent anyway. To each their own, 100%. That's why we have that's why we have this pub, isn't it? That's why we have this pub. We have this pub so that people can come in here with all different views and opinions and share them and not be hated for them. North London Forever is a cultural building. It's weird when people who claim to be about the betterment of the club culture are against the song. Yeah, I think that's really a good point. I think, look, the atmosphere. I can only speak. I didn't go to the Emirates as much as many people. I was a Highbury, and I couldn't get my head around the new stadium. That period of my life wasn't a good time for me to be interested in football. I was travelling too much and I was doing stuff on my own. I've been to the Emirates a few times up until I went to the Crystal Palace quarterfinal, and it just felt a bit dead compared to Highbury, a bit soulless, a bit like a new stadium. And then I went for that Palace game, and it was the first time I was like, oh my God, this is a real atmosphere. And part of it is that song, part of it is Win the Dog, part of it, you can love it or hate it, but tell me that the atmosphere wasn't amazing, and I'll say you weren't there.
Yeah.
And it was as good as some of the nights in Highbury. Not all of them. Obviously, we had some amazing nights at Highbury. When Ray Parlour scored against Valencia, I honestly thought the North Bank was going to collapse. It was amazing. But, Social John said, North London is a real song. It's like Adele's Hometown or Dr. Dre California Love. The club has just adopted it. Yeah, I like Lewis Dunford as well, and I like a lot of his stuff. If you go rooting around, he's got a very honest songwriter style, and we were talking about music earlier. I've written songs. I wish I could write a song as well as he's written, and not necessarily North London Forever, but he is a real songwriter and he deserves credit for that. They cussed me out for months because I was talking about the quad, and now the things I said are unfolding. But I didn't stick around because there was never any credit given. Yeah, you know what? Hey, you're getting credit here. God, I pray every day you're right. I even had the merch made up. Don't forget, guys, you can still buy Quad Loading. Quad Loading is still available in the foyer.
Okay.
You get a free one every time.
Does he think we're going to win the league?
What's
This
that?
commenter. Does he think we're going to win the league? Boy
Tendio. Oh my God,
Yeah.
yeah. He's the guy who keeps saying quad. He invented Quad Loading. He's the one who's been saying we're doing it. And what I'd say is, in the darkest times, you want those people around you. Go, it'll be all right.
Yeah,
Come on, everyone.
you do.
You don't want another person going, it's raining. It's never going to stop raining. It's awful out there. It's raining. You just fuck them. Like, I want people around me. That's no energy vampires, no dickheads. But then, to be honest with you, I'm all right with dickheads as long as they don't have a go at other people. I don't mind. You can, like Joe King, I miss him already. It was so much fun having him here. Correction, 2-pack featuring Dr. Dre. Yeah, California loves Yeah, no, anything with Dr. Dre, anything with Dr. Dre is amazing. He's a musical hero of mine. I think we're winning the quad. Have some respect. My neck is out there like a giraffe. It is. I love you for it. I absolutely love it. When I see him in other chats and I'm like, that's my guy. That's who I'm supporting. I'm doing it as well. I'm saying quad loading. I just don't believe it. We've done a good 2 hours, 47 minutes, guys. I said I'd do no more than 2 hours. So I lie to you all the time. You know what it is. It's because I love being here and I love your company. And David, I'm going to start with you with your last thoughts because you've been brilliant for a first time. Thanks for coming on. What is your handle? I don't know if you told Rosie.
It's Dunk 50.
Oh, okay, cool. So, yeah, brilliant. Glad you decided to come on. Glad you fixed your microphone.
Yeah,
Bad
finally.
audio Bobby will be jealous because it was brilliant. I thought we had a contender for the bad audio crown. But what are your last thoughts as we head off to hopefully get some sleep and look forward to the Wolves game? I'm assuming we're going to win the FA Cup.
Yeah, I think we're 4 points ahead. I think we should still remain positive. I still think we're going to win the league. I think City are not as good as we think they are. And I think people should just relax and we're going to get it done. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks for that. Zanzi? Oh, actually, I go to Mel because Zanzi always gets the last word. Melly, are you still there?
Guys,
Mel?
thanks everyone for the show tonight. Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. Thank you for being inconsistently incompetent. Consistently incompetent.
Consistently, yeah.
I can't even get my words straight. What a show it was.
Yeah.
I like the way you started the show today and we ended calm like most pub days.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed there's no Friday pub tomorrow, folks.
Yeah,
But
I'm disappointed there's no movie show because that's what I
Dan
really
said he'll
wanted.
be posting a video though, I think.
Yeah. It's a really statty, nerdy one about how many points it's likely to take, and hopefully it'll be enjoyable.
Please check out the movie show from last Friday. Dan did with Mr. Tom. It was awesome. Mr. Tom knows his movies, and it was a great show. So I highly recommend those of you to tune in to that show. They've done an episode before with that, but this was the latest one, which was last week. So please check that out. Thank you for having me on the show. I think
anytime, every time.
But it'll be nice to do a Club Tropic Arsenal when we win a trophy, which is most likely the Carabao Cup. We got to start with something, and if we can win that Carabao Cup, we go on a run from there. And it would more so the confidence boost you get when it takes some pressure off the players, but also gives you that momentum. Okay, we got one. We can go on now and get over the line in this sense. So it's not over yet. I know a lot of overreactions today. More like but I'm glad we kept it level-headed. I don't expect anything different from this channel. And thank you for having me on the panel. Zanzi, it's been a pleasure to share a platform with you. And David, it's been great to see you on the panel today. I can't believe that has fans all the way from Ghana. That's incredible.
I love it. I really, do you know what? My hope is that soon we'll get someone from Indonesia, because Indonesia, they have more fans of Arsenal than we have in the entire UK. I mean, they are mad for Arsenal. So I'm learning a little bit of Indonesian to do a little, please come and join us. But I love that we are from all over the world. We celebrate one love, one club.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Anytime. Zanzi, has it been?
It has really, yeah. I was absolutely distraught. I want Arteta out because I don't think we're going to win anything with Arteta. It's been too emotional today for me to do anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, on a brighter note, it's great to see Dave. It's great to see Melina here. It's great to see you here, Dan. It's good to see the people in the chat. They have been monumental. Most of them. Some a little bit mental, as normal. Dan, you are the man in black today.
I am. They wonder why I always dress in black. It's because it hides the dirt and hides the fat. I am. In my spare time, I do a little bit of Johnny Cash impersonating. I do weddings, bar mitzvahs, and children's parties if you're interested. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry, Zanzi.
No, it's all right. I'd stopped anyway.
Right, well, in that case, let me progress on to saying, I think comment of the night has already been decided, but it was Rosie, which is absolutely should be the anthem. If you're going to be a twat in the chat, at least be a funny twat. It's just the best way to to leave it. I am always grateful when you turn up because, you know, you open the doors of a pub, you never know who's going to be here, especially if you don't give anyone any notice. So the fact that we've had such a good night, I feel much better after the Brentford game. Honestly, I felt shit. Now I feel a lot better. So thank you. And Sakalaka Boom Boom. Wow. $2. Thank you so much. It's lonely at the top, but views are amazing. Come on, you Gunners. Yes, exactly. What a brilliant, another brilliant phrase as well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm a tippity top the mountain, but I'm really only halfway up. And that'll do for me. Thank you all for being here. No panic in the streets of North London. Keep it a little bit sensible. Be kind to each other. All the kind of cliched thing you say. And if I have one thing I always say at the end, it's be lucky. Lots of love.
Bye.